Hey.
Hi.
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 I'm 23 minutes in. Okay, so my guest today is the lovely, adorable, cute Neko kitty cat, in their words, and VRchat streamer, Linkz. I know you primarily as a VRchat streamer.
Yeah.
Um, how do you
Oh,
describe yourself, like
m-
when you have to? I guess
like
I can.
as far as Twitch goes.
Yeah, I mean, in general, yeah. If somebody like raids you and they're like, and you're like, oh, hi,
Oh,
going,
yeah. I mean, absolutely. Links is who I've been for almost 2 years and 4 months now.
mm-hmm.
So I'm primarily VR chat, like dancing, chilling, hanging out, and just in generally having a good time with friends, comfy times and drinky times and all kinds of good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, let's have a
But
drink with you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But oh no, I was gonna say yeah. Before I do have people. I mean, we talked about it before. Before I
Yeah.
became Links, I was a primary Elite Dangerous streamer,
Hmm.
it's like a space simulation kind of game, and that's how I got partner actually.
Yeah.
But I did that for close to 3 4 years, and then took a long break, and then we can get into that conversation later. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's VR chat is definitely my passion and has been
Yeah.
for quite some time. Actually,
Same.
I wouldn't say VR chat is my passion. It's my the people that I meet in in the community, the people I meet on Twitch, um, and it's definitely an outlet for me. I learned a long
Yeah.
time ago playing VR chat that it was definitely helped me find a lot of different things, and it's because I was a streamer, and it was a perfect avenue for me to pursue to kind of like you know get myself out there, show people parts of who I am and what I strive to be and what I want to achieve and attain. So I would say the passion is more of the people and the friends. My community is just like I'm sure with yours is, your community is everything. And I feel that very much that way. If I didn't have a community, it'd like be what would be the point of it all. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I think that is like the main thing that drew me to you originally. But this is way before we knew each other.
hmm
Maybe like year and a half ago, I think, when I
hmm
when I first started streaming, and you were one of the people I watched. You were always so welcoming to your community, and like in your Discord, you're every single person that says something in general, you'll respond with like a
I
heart or
try to.
something, and
I
like you
try.
try to.
Yeah.
And I mean, just little things like that, I really responded to, and I really tried to emulate in my own community. Like I don't know, I
And I
love. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, and I think just like say that there's certain things you emulated about, me when you first started up. I had that same inspiration back in 2016 when I very first started streaming.
Mm.
I met, um, I, I was playing Elite Dangerous just for fun, and I met someone streaming on Twitch because, I was like, oh, what's this Twitch thing? And checked it out. And I found this guy, and he still streams today. And I just was enamored with how interactive he was with the chat and his mentality. He spoke to everyone. He was very kind to everyone, and just very engaging in people. And I joined his community, and he was the same way in his discords. It was just like he was a constant presence there. And I know me personally, I value that a lot. I valued that a lot being a part of his community. So I've always tried to continue that through because I mean I think that's what it's all about. It's about somebody popping into your chat and saying hello. They want a response. They want you to acknowledge them and say hello back. Like, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for taking your time to out of your day to come and watch me. That's pretty. Wait, can I curse?
Yeah, yeah, you can do it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can say
I
anything.
don't curse very much, but like, I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome that,
Yeah.
somebody's taking their time to come and watch you. So, starting my own community that I have now, I think that's just something I like to think people appreciate that because I know I've been in communities before where you never saw the actual person that the community was built around. You never saw them speak except for maybe like an announcement here and there or, something special going on. It was like, well, what was the point of me being a part of this community if I don't get to engage with this person, if I don't get to interact with this person? Like what was the point? So, I always try to engage with people in my community. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
But cheers. You said you wanted to take a
Oh,
drink.
cheers, cheers. While we do this, I know I said I wouldn't check chat, but I just saw my friend
Cheers.
Moon rated me. Moon Meadow, I
Oh,
love you so much. Thank you so much for the raid, Moon Meadow. Hello, everyone. Let me read your chats. I'm in the middle of an interview with my lovely friend Linkz at twitch.tv just slash Linkz, Linkz. Hello everyone. Hello Jonasan underscore by. Is that right? Horodami Mommy. That's a cute name. DJ. Fluffy Couch Potato. Action Production. Welcome everybody. I could raid you so I wanted to. We did a charity stream. I hope you had an amazing charity stream. Thank you guys for being here. Moon Meadow is one of my favorite people in the world. She's just so sweet and so talented. An amazing artist.
I don't know if you want me to tell you this or not, but
Yeah.
I have you muted, so I can't hear you, but I know your mouth is not moving.
Oh, is my
So,
mouth not moving right now? No, my mouth is moving.
oh, is it? It must be just me then, because like
Oh,
that's fine. If it's moving on your screen,
it's
then it
moving on
doesn't.
my screen.
Okay, that's fine.
Damn, thanks for
Perfect.
letting me know. Hi, Horodami Mommy. Thank you for the follows. My name's Oak Girls, and I usually stream VRchat and some variety. This month, though, I've been doing a lot of interviews with my friends, and Linkz is someone I've loved for a long time, and I'm very glad that I'm really this is just an excuse to talk to them right now.
You never need an
Uh,
excuse to talk to me.
I know. And we've been getting to hang out a little bit more lately. But thank you, Fluffy Couch Potato. So I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be focused primarily on my conversation with them. So I'm not going to be checking chat as much as I usually do. Usually I'm like 10 minutes behind because I literally read every single message because I love you guys and I want to talk with you. But tonight I'm going to be focusing on Links for Well. We'll get to questions and stuff at the end. But I just want to thank you, Moon. Thank you for the raid. I love you. Please give Moon Meadow a follow. She is. I love you and I miss you a lot. I miss you. We gotta hang out soon in VR. And Lord Hogfred and Jonason, bye. Thank you guys for the follow. And here we go back to Links. I'm sorry about that. I couldn't
You're fine. You're
help but
fine. I know how
think.
it is.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit.
okay.
There we go.
So you got started in VR chat. Like, how did you get started? And like, did you get started in like 2017, 18? Like, how long have you been playing
So,
VR chat for?
well, like I said, I got partnered in 2018 playing Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous happens to have a VR component to it.
Oh,
So
right.
that's why I got a VR headset.
Hmm.
And early in 2019, I took a break. I stopped streaming altogether. In March of 2019, and just sitting around one day and popped on YouTube and was like, I want to check out some content on VR. What's out there? And saw all the do you know the way and all,
Right.
all that silly stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube. And I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just check it out. And so I popped in VRchat and I just was immediately just I was dumbfounded. I
Yeah.
remember that the very first night sitting in the Void Club, and I've told this story a lot of many times, sitting in the Void Club and watching full body dancing, and I
Yeah.
was just absolutely blown away. I'm a tech nerd anyway, so I love
Yeah.
technology. Um, and I spent another day in VR chat the next day. And after that, it was like, okay, I went to Steam, bought an entire, because I had Oculus at the time. I went to Steam, bought an entire Vive set, bought all the base stations, bought all the trackers, bought everything. It was like $1,400, but I was like, I know it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
So once I got it all in, I was talking. because I like to talk, but so I was talking when I very first started playing. But then as I kept on going back to the Void Club and really enjoying the music and kind of started like dancing around, um, I would watch myself in the mirror and I felt a connection. I felt something stirring, like something deeper was stirring there. But then I became very self-conscious of how I was dancing and how I sounded, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped talking. I became a mute basically for close to 9 months,
Oh
and
wow, that long.
that's when Sarah Ann, I I started a Twitch channel. I started my own community of Sarah Ann. I was doing really well. I mean, I was probably, I mean, numbers aren't everything, but before by the time it ended, I was averaging 70, 80 viewers,
Wow.
even after like 7 or 8 months of streaming. And I was
Mm-hmm.
really, and all it was just me dancing. Like I just
Yeah.
loved dancing, but never spoke. And eventually in November, I wanted to come back to streaming on my main account, and I had to make a choice. My community was primarily Elite Dangerous, which, for those that may know what Elite Dangerous is, it's a the community for Elite Dangerous, I would just say, is a little bit older, or like it's just it's an older kind of mentality community, and I knew that this was something completely the opposite
Yeah.
of what my community was built around. But I had to make that choice of like, do I want to come back and stream Elite Dangerous, which is what everybody expects me to stream, or come back and stream VRchat, and which is something I love. And I decided to stream VRchat, and I was like, hey everybody, just want to let you all know, um, this is what I've been doing for the last 8, 9 months. And immediately um, there was a huge exodus, like immediately,
Yeah.
because people, I don't want to, anybody who, I'm sure lots of people have experienced it before, when you show a different side of yourself, especially one that's so vastly different, um, than what you put out there. You do get a lot of backlash from a lot of people, and I don't mean to sound callous or uncaring, but the vast majority of the people in that community I really wasn't too concerned with. I knew them, but I didn't really know them.
Yeah.
But it was those the close friends that I had. I had a full mod team, of 6 mods at the time, and eventually every single one of them left. A couple of them called me, you know, the F word, and
Yeah.
saying all these nasty things about like what the heck was I doing and all this kinds of stuff. And it was a really, really hard time, but I was starting to already build an amazing community, making amazing friends in VRchat, and continuing to do what I loved, and getting that validation, which I think is like the primary reason for what I do, is I want to give people that validation, and whatever they're pursuing, whether it's their sexual exploration of themselves, whatever that is, how they want to express themselves. They need to be validated first and foremost above everything. They need to know that there's places and people out there that accept them for who they want to be. Unless they want to be a dick, then they can just move on. But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, it was a really rough time. That's how I got into VR chat. I'm sorry, that was a really long-winded answer to
No,
a very
no.
simple
I'm here to
a
learn
very simple
about you.
question.
Thank you. I appreciate how long it was. I guess I had a couple questions on that, which was like, is there a reason why you didn't just keep streaming as Sarah, or you just kind of just wanted to go back to your old community and see how it would fly, or like,
Yes. As Sarah, I was a mute.
yeah,
And I had, like I said, I made a fairly sizable community. But in November, I was made some really, really close friends. And I eventually got to the point to where I felt like Sarah was a huge part of me.
Mm-hmm.
It was not like, it wasn't a role or anything. It was very much a part of me. But I felt like I wasn't being truthful and honest with my community because I wasn't speaking, and I
Yeah.
wanted my voice to be heard. And so I did something that I to this day I still regret, but I just disappeared. Like
Yeah.
one day I was there, and the next day my Twitch channel was deleted, YouTube channel was deleted,
Oh, okay.
Discord was deleted. I had a stream team was deleted. I was just gone.
With
Um,
no explanation?
no explanation, nothing. I was just gone because I felt like I couldn't do that. At the time,
Mm.
I just could not. I didn't have the strength to open up. However,
Mm.
I did have a couple of very close friends that I opened up to, and I remember I remember the night that I opened up, well, to Gap Gap was one
Yeah.
of my friends that knew me as Sarah, and I remember one night I told Gap Gap, I asked him to get on VRchat, and I was Sarah. And for 9 months, I'd known Gap Gap, and he'd never heard me speak or anything. And I was standing in front of a mirror. It was just me. And he came up behind me, and he just kind of stood there looking at me. And I said, "Hello, Gap Gap." And the moment I saw my avatar's mouth move to my own words, because I'd never seen that,
Oh.
like I immediately just lost it. Like it was just like this, just an unbelievable experience of finally being able to put my voice out there. Um, and Gap Gap was one of the very few people that they stuck around. I have a couple more friends that Claire is. I don't know if you know who Claire is, but Claire is one of
Claire in your
those.
community, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know Claire. Hmm.
But at the same time, I had some folks that I was thought I was very close to, and I opened up to them, and they, you know, pushed me away, because they couldn't accept me for who I was. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that's so the decision was, yeah, do I wanted to go back to Sarah or go back to my partner channel, which, I mean, to be fair, I worked for years and years and years to become a partner. You know, that was a lot of hard work to get to that point, and I didn't want to throw that away,
Yeah.
um, to for that. So that's why I made the decision to come back as on my. I changed my name on Twitch to better reflect, my vision going forward, and
Mm-hmm.
it's as any vision, it changes, as time goes on. But I think I've stayed very true to who I am as a person, and I think that's there's no right or wrong way about it. Some people do this and they play characters,
No.
they play personas and things like that. And there's nothing at all wrong with that.
Nope.
Absolutely not. It's just it's all a personal decision. So yeah.
Yeah. Where did your name come from? Where did Linkz come from?
As grandiose as I would as grandiose as I would like to make it sound. Um, so there was I okay, so this happened when I was Sarah.
Uh huh.
One time Sarah got sick, and she let her brother come over and host the streams for her.
Mm-hmm.
So her brother shows up and plays like Beat Saber and things like that. Well, obviously, and he spoke. So
Oh.
obviously, her brother was me. And when I created a VRchat account for myself for her brother, I called it Blinks.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't know why I called it Blinks. I just did. So when I created another account that I knew I was going to be streaming on my main partnered account, I just called it Linkz.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's I do like to think, it's all about like links, chain links, the links, and linking everything together and everything like that. But to be fair, it's just yeah, it's what it is, and it's obviously it's grown on me.
Yeah.
It is my identity now. I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah. I like it. I think it suits you, and it's very
I think
catchy.
it's short, and
It's short. Yeah.
that's kind of what I was wanting. Something that was short, catchy, easy to remember, and things like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I forget. You own Links.com, right? Do you? Yeah.
Linksvr.com.
Oh, linksvr.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I definitely feel like, and we had a very interesting conversation the other day that I kind of want to get to, but before that, before we start ragging on VRchat, we might not. I, I, I definitely feel like for me anyway, I think this was part of my personality all along, just kind of being more feminine and like, I guess exploring that side of myself, both like my sexuality and my gender identity.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um, do you think VR? I mean, VR. It sounds like VR helped. Did it help you with that, or were you kind of
Oh
exploring
yeah.
that before, or like?
There was a lot of things that, and you've probably heard this, and I hear it quite a bit too. That a lot of things make sense now.
Yeah.
When you
Right.
when you look back at your life, and you know
Yeah.
you think about certain things that like you did, like maybe when you were a child or growing up and things like that, and
Yeah.
you relate it to what you do now, and you're like, that makes a little bit more sense now, like why that might have been a thing, back
Yeah.
then. Um, but has it? It's absolutely. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, 404. I don't know if you're aware. He said something the other day, and it was just, it was very poignant.
Mm-hmm.
It's VR chat it's an idealized environment that
Mm-hmm.
you can put on an idealistic body for yourself, and you choose how you want people to see you. Like you make that choice. You want people to say, I want people to see me like this. Now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people, they just choose the avatars that are just, crazy or cool looking or just something to go and hang out with their friends. But there is a large majority of people that when they pick an avatar, that they pick it because there's something that resonates with the avatar in them. And it's not that they're putting on like a costume. It's like you're possessing this body, right? You're looking through the eyes of this body. So it's not like a costume. It's more like you're possessing this body, everything about it. I mean, if you're in full body, you can move everything about it. So and when you look at yourself in the mirror, absolutely. You can't um well, again, like I said, back when I very first started dancing, I would watch myself in the mirror and I loved seeing myself that way. There was something that was so deeply impactful in seeing myself and dancing the way I danced and moving the way I'd moved that it it triggered something. And to be fair, some people some people know that it's there and that's for their whole life. And then I think you have some folks like me that I've just never been exposed. I was never exposed to it. I was never given the
Mm.
opportunity to be able to explore that in an environment in which would would click that trigger, um,
Right.
and that's what happened. And now that it happened, obviously, I've taken a hold of it, and I've like, wow, it's not that I'm setting aside, who I've always been. It's just I'm just complimenting, who I've always been, and I think that's the beauty. It's like, there's you don't. It's not about replacing, who you are. It's about taking what you're learning about yourself and exploring and adding that into you as a person, and using that as a beneficial thing to as you go through life. So, yeah, VR chat is it's the perfect environment, and there's a lot of aspect. Well, I don't know if you want to get into the
I
to that.
do, but let's
Did,
let's be positive first. It's mostly
okay,
positive. But
it is
yeah,
it is. There's a lot of positives. Yeah,
yeah.
there is an absolutely a lot of positives to it.
What were you about to say? You before you.
No, well, you said we were going to get into that conversation later, so we'll keep it positives for now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's truly is. I mean, I don't know of anywhere else that, you can find and be a perfect, at least visually, because
Yeah.
I look
Right.
at I look at myself and I'm like, this is my version of perfection for this part of myself.
Yeah.
Like it just is like, and it's inspired me to, um, I always bring this up, um, because it was such an impactful turning point for me as a person. And I don't know if they're still in your chat or not, but there was one of my mods at the time, Brooke. This was a year and a half ago. Um, I remember taking a picture of an IRL picture of myself, um, wearing some white thigh highs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I shared that. I shared it with my very, very, very close friends, and Brooke and a couple of my other mods. And I made a joke, and I was like, "Oh, ha ha ha! I'm gonna post this on Twitter, right?" And Brooke was like, "Do it." And I was like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna post that on Twitter." And she was like, "Do it. Like, I guarantee you, you will have people that encourage you, and you'll see. Just do it." And I remember pulling up Twitter, and I put that picture up on there, and I don't even remember what I said on the post. I really don't. But I remember staring at the tweet button for like a good 10 minutes, like just hesitating and almost clicking it and not clicking it. But then I said, like, fuck it. And I just tweeted it. And it was just amazing. Like the amount of love and support came through that picture. And I mean, I guess it was a good picture, but that wasn't what it was about. It was about like this was the first time ever me IRL expressing that part of me and putting it out there for the whole internet to see. Um, and that really is where things became more real to
Yeah.
me, where I took it and was like, hey, I can do more than just what I do on VRchat. I can express myself really well in VRchat, but like there's other steps that I can even take even further to express that side of me in real life. I mean, to this point, the only thing that I've never haven't shown of and you can take this how you want it. The only thing I haven't shown of myself, like in real life, is like half my face. And I pro never say never, but I probably will never ever fully show. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but
Yeah.
um, I would never 2 years ago, if you told me I would be doing some of the things I'm doing now, I would be like, you're crazy. There's no way you couldn't pay me enough money to do something like that.
Yeah.
But it's an insanely liberating experience. Like taking, because I think there's so many people out there that they use VR chat and they found right. They found that within themselves. They found a part in themselves or a perfect way to express themselves.
Yeah.
And like it's about trying to take what you found and moving it into your real world, your real life, because that's where it's going to benefit you the most. Like being able to take what you learned, take what you found, and don't limit it to just this game, because
Right.
that's what it is. It's a game. It will not be here forever. There's going to be a lot of people crying when VR chat goes away. There'll probably be something else equivalent at the time that people will probably move to. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a virtual environment, you know. As much as I would want this to be real, I can't.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be real. But
No.
I can take what I have found within myself here and push it out into the real world. And it doesn't have to be a physical thing too. It doesn't have to, I'm not saying, you know, you have to show pictures of yourself or anything like that. But it's like the mentality, the um just the how you deal with people with, like, you know, social anxiety and things like that. They do oh my goodness. Oh,
Yeah, don't worry about it. I turned the alerts off. It's okay.
okay. Do you get that a lot?
I just got it recently. Fiesta Legend's actually a real follow, so thank you, Fiesta Legend.
Oh, yeah, I know Fiesta. Fiesta is one of my
Um,
old community members.
yeah. No, I actually am rooting for them. Like, please say something like with all these accounts because I want the VIP slots. Like, I just I want them. I want the VIP slots, but they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna follow me and mildly be an inconvenience.
Right.
It's okay. It doesn't. Do you get follow botted a lot? I actually don't.
I
Recently, I have, but
I haven't recently. I did get, like, I got bombed by 1,000 Russian bots one time, like about 6 months ago.
did they say anything?
Oh, they spewed out, like, I had to, like, completely just turn off chat. They
Yeah.
did, but I don't really think. Brooke, did you hear what I? Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking.
yeah. No, yeah, you can talk to
No,
chat.
Brooke, I was telling. Did you hear the story I was telling? Oh, girls. Um, so, but anyway, yeah, that's I. Like, kind of sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, 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 no. Something happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're good. It's a. There's nothing really you can do about it, sadly. And like when I messaged Twitch and I was like, oh hey, like I got follow botted, and here's the timestamps, and they were like, yeah, we can't do anything about that, but if you know who did it, let us know. And I'm like, I don't know who did it.
Right. I
Um,
mean, most of those accounts, they go through them, and, like, if they're not active or whatever, they just pop off anyway.
Thank you, Nerd Detective. Um, so what were you talking? You were in the middle of something very beautiful.
Oh,
Just bringing. I guess the gist of it is bringing, I guess, the joy and like what you discover about yourself in VR and kind of figuring out a way to bring that into your real life, right? Like you.
yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's a. It's it. Hmm, what's the best way to say it? There's a lot of realities that people face, you know,
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis. Um, we all do. I mean, I certainly do. You do. Um, and there's a lot of things that can't be adapted so well from VR chat into the real world. You know, whether it be, you know, limitations of whatever, any kind of limitation. There's certain
Yeah.
things that only, you know, people may be able to feel comfortable showing or even be able to do in VR chat that they would not be able to do in real life due to limitations. Now, some of those limitations, um, they can be overcome. You know, you can overcome some limitations. Um, I mean, I personally, you know, and it's something I continuously work on every, you know, every other day when I work out. You know, I knew that there was a certain thing that I wanted, with my own body.
Mhm.
There was a vision that I wanted, for my body, and I've constantly worked on it for almost 2.5 years now. And it's a lot of hard work. And if I stop, because I've stopped working on it, and it's like it just reverts back, and I'm like, no, it's
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things, but even that, like, I know I can't be this, right? I
Yeah.
know that. Like, that's not the point. The point is for me not to be this. It's to be the best version of what I envision for myself.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
you know, there's still physical limitations to that. Like, I'm never gonna, you know, have Neko ears. You know, I'm
Sure.
not gonna have tails or anything. You know, it's just those limitations, but it's about taking the positive things that you gain from VRChat and finding ways to incorporate those into your real life, whether it be physical, whether it be mental. That was one of the biggest things that I found out about myself as Sarah, um, that translated and it's translated very well, and it's who I am now. But before I found VRChat, I was a very stoic um, person. I was very logical, stoic, never expressed like a lot of really powerful emotions, like never, absolutely never cried or anything like that. And one of the things that VR chat taught me to be was, and it may sound strange, but nurturing is the
Definitely.
one of the biggest things. And now I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying you can't be masculine and be nurturing, but for me personally, in my opinion, in my opinion is shit sometimes, but the way I feel about it is I feel like nurturing is it's a very feminine quality. I mean, but I mean
Yeah.
it's physiological, you know, you have mothers that, you know, nurture their children and things like that. So I think being nurturing is a very it's a very feminine quality, and that was one of the biggest things that I learned to take from VR chat to incorporate into my real world. Um, you know, being nurturing and compassionate, uh, learning to feel free to express emotions. Um, I I probably have cried more in the last 2 years. Well, I know I have. I probably cried more in the last month than I have ever cried before I was in VR chat. It's just I was not that kind of person. But this is unlocked. It, you know, it's helped me find that person. It's always been there. It just helped me find a way to express express that. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're very I totally relate to that, and I think that yeah, it's really interesting that you said that. Yeah, I feel like I've become a lot more nurturing and I think the motherly in a way.
hmm
Um
well, being a part of um, well, being a part of any community, I think, is like you know you're the figurehead of your community. Um,
yeah.
I think that's a you know there are communities where you know the figurehead of the community is not nurturing. You know, it's just like
Right.
hey, you know, hey fuckers, welcome to the community. You know, do whatever the heck you want. You know, whatever, and they don't care. But I think you know there's so much there's a lot of people just want to be validated. People want to be appreciated. People want to be respected. And I think it's my part of my responsibility for being, you know, in a community or head of a community or even doing what I do with streams, you know, is to be that for some folks. You
Mhm.
know, if they let me be that.
Yeah.
I mean, this world is again, I went through that. Like when I became Linkz, I had friends that I'd known for 5 years, you know, basically turn on me, stab me, you know, say the nastiest things and basically go on like this year-long rampage of trying to ruin my existence, because they felt like I was, you know, whatever. But
Yeah.
so I understand that. Like, I'm sure you've had to have heard this from people in your community or people that's approached you many times that, you know, they say something along the lines of like, you know, thank you, oh girls, because of you, because of me watching you, how you present yourself, how you deal with people, you've helped me be comfortable in expressing my own self in that way. And I would never have done that if I hadn't been a part of your community, if you haven't validated me, if you hadn't have supported me and showed that it was okay to do that. And those kinds of messages are always the most impactful to me. To know that I've helped at least one person, you know, be able to experience and find the things that I have taken so much value for myself.
Yeah. I, I mean, I pretty much like screenshot and save every single one of those messages that I get, and they're very very meaningful to me.
Yeah, they're very inspirational. I mean,
Yeah, and sometimes like, I'll be honest, I have days where I'm not feeling it all the way, either just as a person or as a streamer, and like I see those messages and I'm like, oh right, like no,
mhm.
things are fine. Things are amazing the way they are. Like if I could bring this person some joy or any kind of peace, or give them some sort of love that they needed, it's
Mhm.
just,
Yeah.
it's,
And I think it's um the world's not a perfect place, you know.
mm-hmm.
Um there's way too much bullshit in this world. There's way too much um there's way too many people that won't look past their own um small world. We are a product of our environment. We are a product of how we were raised in the environment in which we were raised. And, I speak to people quite often that they're like, hey, I would love to do this, but I can't. There's absolutely no way. Either because of family or friends or
Yeah.
work or school or whatever. It's like, there's no way I can do this. And, the only thing that I tell those folks is that, you always have to look out for your own well-being. Like what's safe for you, what's beneficial for you, but you will always know that you will find a community. You will find people that will be there for you, that will support you. And it may only be a Twitch stream. It may only be a Discord community, but you will always find folks who will support what you want to accomplish and what you want to put out there for yourself and who you want to be. Again, unless you want to be a dick, then you can move on. Because I always feel like I have to preface me saying that with that, because like it is not okay to be whatever you want if whatever you want is to be a dick or an asshole to people, right?
Yeah.
That's you can do that. You can just do it away from me, or outside my community or whatever. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Sorry.
Honestly, give me one sec while you do
Okay.
that. I'm just gonna turn off my fan. It's getting a little cold in here.
Oh
Hi,
my goodness,
Claire.
I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna turn on my air conditioner because it's hot in here.
Okay, perfect. And I'll drink a little water. And while they're doing that, thank you guys, by the way, for being here. Our guest today is Linkz, and I can just say hi, Sour Patch. Hi, Claire. Hi, Jordan. Welcome back, Toddy. Um, it's going well. I'm having a very, very lovely conversation with Linkz, who is turning on their fan right now, or their air conditioner. You're eating chips. Chips sound good. I had a big dinner, so I'm not really too hungry. But hi Zero, how are you? So I'm gonna go back to the interview. I have been kind of glancing up at chat, but I'm not gonna. We'll do Q&A at the end, but I just want to focus on Linkz and listening to them for now. Um, sorry, where were where were we?
Um, we were talking about not being a dick,
Yeah, not being a dick.
not
Yeah,
being a dick.
which
Yeah.
seems to be like a, I don't know, a popular thing.
Oh, well, see, that's the downside. That's one of the downsides to something like VRchat. Not just VRchat, but something along the lines. It's the downside to the internet. The anonymity that you get from
Mm-hmm.
from being on the internet. It's it I mean, you see it in VRchat all the time. People know that they don't have to respect boundaries. You know,
Right.
They can do and say whatever they want. And it's the same concept of like in Elite Dangerous. There are people that they're what they call griefers, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the term.
What does that mean again?
A,
Griefers?
a griefer is like it could be in any game, any kind of like multiplayer game where people just basically want to cause you grief. Doesn't have to it doesn't have to be um it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just like it would be like an Elite Dangerous, you spawning in your ship and trying to take off, and they just kill you like instantly. No reason
Yeah.
whatsoever. And they'll do it like over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I've always said people like that, they don't play the game to have fun with the game. Their fun comes from making you mad,
Yeah.
grieving you, upsetting you, pissing you off, being a nuisance. That's why they play the game. And VRchat is full of those people as well. Like the reason they play VRchat is so that they can jump on and be a nuisance to people because that's what brings them joy. Um, there's what's the reason for that? I mean, you could probably figure out lots of reasons why people are that way. They don't get, there's probably really deep psychological reasons for somebody being that way.
Yeah.
Um, you can't judge people because of the way they are, but you can distance yourself from them if they continue to be that way. So, um, yeah, being a dick is that's a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I say somebody's being a dick, they've made that choice to be that person.
Right.
Now there are people that maybe they seem abrasive, right? Maybe they're not very socially adept, or maybe they have a different take on social situations and conversations. And those are the folks that can really also benefit from VRchat to like have a normalized, if you want to call VRchat a normalized social experience, which in many aspects it's not, but there are a lot of places and friends you can hang out with where you do get that. You get that normalized interaction between people. Um, Again, there are plenty of places in VRchat that are not normalized, which is again part of the negative aspect of it that I'm sure we'll get into it later on. But um,
Um, I mean, I was thinking about the negative parts of it, and I'm going to frame it like this instead of being super negative, that I guess there are just things to be mindful of and can turn into a negative thing if you okay, so for instance, I guess we can just talk about this now. um and I think, well, I mean, are there any more positives that you can think of from VR chat? We've been talking about a lot of them,
well,
but
yeah, there is a tremendous amount of positives to it.
yeah.
It's I can't think of any specifically that we haven't really brought out already, but
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is just having a group of people to interact with from all around the world and getting a chance to meet people you ordinarily wouldn't meet, while everyone is kind of an idealized version of themselves. And more
hmm
importantly than that, everyone is comfortable with how they're
yeah,
presenting themselves in a comfortable space, like their room or their
right.
living room or whatever.
Yeah,
And
and that is a good thing, but at the same time, that can lead to the negative aspects of, people developing, relationships based on idealized environments, idealized personalities, idealized bodies. Um, that's where a lot of issues start happening.
mhm.
Um, I've one of my favorite terms that, and I know some people hate this term, but um, one of the things I like to say is that, VRChat is like some people use it as like a relationship simulator.
Mhm.
Um, and honestly, that's the worst thing I think anybody could do. I'm not talking about friendships. Like, no, I'm not talking about like, having friends and, hanging out with people and things like that. Um, that's amazing. I'm talking about people that develop these para intimate relationships with people based on what they see, based on this idealized, and they some people, like, they take that as being like that's how relationships work. Like, this is
Yeah.
because they've never really experienced an intimate, close relationship with someone in the past, or they had a really bad experience with an intimate relationship, and they come into VR chat and they see a tremendous amount of, sexualized, sexual energy. Um, it's certainly, you don't have to look very hard if you want to find somebody to have fun with in an intimate way. And people grasp onto those, that they and then they think, oh wow, I've got a real intimate relationship with someone, right? This is how it works. And then 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, they're all heartbroken because this other person did this and they did this, or they were hanging out with someone else and they didn't want to spend time with anymore, or you know they were that person that's tossed the other person aside. And it just, that's where I see a tremendous amount of this drama, this emotional damage that people feel, that people actually, I mean, because you take off the headset, if you were in that situation, like, and you were emotionally hurt by that, it doesn't matter if it was real or not. It's real to you.
Yeah.
And you've been hurt, you've been damaged. So it's that's one of the pitfalls. Um, and I certainly can't say that I'm not immune to that. But I place a very high value on the intimate relationships that I have. And when I say intimate, I don't mean I don't mean specifically like the sexualized intimacy. I'm talking about like sitting down in a room, just you and someone else, and like the most intimate thing that I think people can do is actually be themselves in VR chat. I think that's the absolute most intimate thing, because you're dropping all of this. You're
Right.
dropping you're dropping your avatar, you're dropping your voice, you're dropping whatever it is, this pre-made concept that you want people to see, and you're just being yourself. And sharing that with someone that you could immediately disconnect from VR chat, take your headset off, get on a Discord call with them and have that same conversation. That's intimate to me.
Yeah.
Now there is a sexualized aspect to intimacy, which that in and of itself is another whole concept. I know you like, not necessarily you, but you know, um, people do see um, a lot of my content, and it's there is a sensual feel to it. That's what I've always enjoyed. I don't I don't enjoy being like the lewd in your face, here's my tits and whatever. Like, I've never enjoyed that. I've always enjoyed, because it's something that I personally appreciate. I enjoy like someone who is sensual and soft and sexy, but they're not like vulgar, like in your face and things like that. Um, and shoot, I forgot where I was going with this.
Oh.
Oh, so that's where I think a lot of people, um, I think there's a degradation to the value that people put on intimacy, sexual intimacy, and that's that sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks a lot. Because for most people all people who know me, I have an amazing partner in life. Someone I've been with for a very long, long time. and it's someone who supports everything about what I'm doing, and I support everything that she does in life. And that's that's what it means to be intimate and to be close to someone. And the sexual intimate side of mine and her relationship, there's nothing that could ever come close to that. Like it's paramount when it comes to importance and comes to value. And when you jump into VR chat, it's like you see, sure, it's a video game, but at the same time, there's aspects that people do in VR chat that they think that that's what it means to be intimate with someone. Like that they think that this is what it's about. This is how you treat people. This is what you do. Now, I'm not saying I like to have a little fun too, you know. I like to play around and play and I just like to have a little fun too.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't.
And you're not against okay, so yeah, so
No, no,
you're
no.
not
I'm
against
not.
that. It's more just like,
I'm
I mean,
not against.
you're in a beautiful, loving IRL relationship, and you have a very strong sexual relationship with your partner. And like, I think what you're saying is like, yeah, you can have fun in VR, but like the ERPing and the sex in here is not anywhere close to being like the real thing. And
No, I mean
when people,
it's a porn game to a lot of people. It really
yeah,
is. It is I
yeah,
am sure you know. Well, I don't know if you know people like this, but
of course
I
I do.
know I know people like this, that this game, that's all it is. It's the
Yeah,
equivalent of opening up Pornhub and doing what you need to do.
yeah,
It's just a more interactive version of porn for people. Um, I share this with people, and people for some reason don't believe me when I say this, but I have almost 16,000 hours in this game,
mm-hmm,
and when it comes to actual like one-on-one intimate, contact with someone, I guess what people would consider ERPing, you know, I can count on like one hand
yeah,
out of
I
because
believe you.
to me it's I need to have that connection to people. I need to feel close to them.
Yeah,
I need the intimate aspect that what I was talking about before, like knowing someone, knowing, because regardless of whether somebody else puts value on it or not, when I am in VR chat, I still project my own values on intimacy into VR chat. Not saying don't dance around and have fun and things like that, but um, I just think that there's a lot of devalued, um, what's the word, devaluedness? Uh,
yeah,
there's a lot of undervalued takes on intimacy because of VR chat, because it's so accessible, right? I mean,
yeah,
obviously you pop into a VR that's very sexy and whatnot, and you go have fun. Um, Me personally, I think that's a downside to it. Um, but at the same time, you do have to look at it. Is it like, well, when it comes to exploring your sexuality, you know, there has to be a part of that. You
mm-hmm,
have to be exposed to sexuality in general. I was personally exposed to it in watching myself when I was dancing, and like I said, seeing the way I was moving and enjoying it, and enjoying others seeing me like that. That's the big thing, is like I was a mute, so nobody knew anything, knew any better. Knowing others saw me as that, that's what really tipped it for me. It was
yeah,
like I love that. I love being seen that way.
mm-hmm,
And that's why, as 2.5 years down the road, you see some of the content that I put out.
right, yeah. Um, Saw information there.
Sorry,
No, I
I
love
do.
it. I love that. I mean, I asked you to come on because I loved. We were talking about this off stream, and I found it so. You're the only person I think I've ever talked to. I'm sure more people have a similar take, but who? I mean, we've spent a long time talking about a lot of the positives of VR, but I think a lot of the negative aspects of it that you're bringing up are very valid, and I see myself included in the past that I've had to learn that the hard way. I it's
Yeah, I just
yeah
think it's one of those things that, it's a social platform and there's so much good that can come from it. Like I said, I've
yeah
met some amazing people, have some amazing friends that I enjoy hanging out with on VRchat. Um, we it can be a tremendously positive influence on someone's life. Um, but at the same time, you it has plenty of pitfalls.
hmm
The biggest two being, in my personal opinion, and it could be different for everybody. My personal opinion is the relationship side of things, the relationship simulator. I think that's a very negative thing for a lot of people. That's where you see a lot of people get hurt, and
yeah.
the devaluing of being intimate with someone.
And
I
you
think
mean
that's a
physically intimate when you
yeah,
say
yeah,
that, though? Yeah.
yeah. And that's how I treat VR chat, right?
hmm
I treat it as if it is a physical interaction. I wouldn't treat it if I treated it any less, I felt like I would be devaluing it then.
hmm
So, those are the two biggest negatives to it, I think. I,
Yeah.
and you have the aspect of people that basically use VR chat as an escape from reality,
hmm
because it is virtual reality. It is an escape, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. I do it. I love popping in VR and having fun and kind of like, I had a bad, like, today was, oh my God, today was so busy at work today. I had like three
No.
meetings and Zoom calls, and
Yeah.
and I was so looking forward to being able to just like jump in VR chat tonight and be able to just
No.
kind of get away from it all and spend time
Yeah.
with you.
Me too.
Um, and you know,
Aw. I love you.
you know,
Thank you for being here.
well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
But there's obviously a positive side to it. Absolutely, jump in VR
Yeah.
chat, get away from it all a little bit. That's amazing that you can do that in this day and age, in this environment. But at the same time, I always say that, like, you know what, if when you take the headset off, if you're not able to take something positive about VR chat with you into your real world, then everything positive is staying in this computer game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's so important, to be able to make relationships, make friendships that when you take off the headset, they're
They're
still
still
there.
there. hmm
And you can use those in your everyday life. There's people that play this game. I've been told, I'm sure you've been told by people before, that like the only time I'm happy is when I'm in VR chat.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. That's
Yeah.
very, very, very dangerous, because you can't live here. Like, you say you live in VR chat, but you have to take the headset off, unless you're supporting yourself by some other means, or somebody else is supporting you. You have to have a job. It's, I think, it's just very dangerous. It's very dangerous to have that mindset of like the only time I'm ever happy is when I'm in VR chat. Um, I personally think that's you have to take the positives and bring them into your real world for it to be worth anything.
Yeah. But you can definitely do that. I just want to say, and I feel like I've been so inspired by VR improve things in my real life, you know?
Oh yeah,
Little things
yeah.
like, you know,
I mean, you could talk to Miss Links. You know, if she was in this interview, she would most definitely say over the last, 2.5 years as being Links.
yeah.
Um, you know, I I changed? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely I have. But it's not that it's not that something has gotten replaced. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm replacing a part of myself.
Mhm.
I'm just adding into myself.
Yeah.
And I think something I always tell people, and this is just me personally, because there's lots of people that aren't this way or whatever. But it's like when you look at yourself in the mirror, you know, regardless of how you see yourself, being happy with who you are. Not, no, I'm not talking about just how you appear. I'm talking about like who you are, like inside, like
Yeah.
being able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm happy being this person. I
Mhm.
think that's so powerful. And that's one of the things that I know I've talked about this before with you in the past, is that I think one of the things that I try to also do on my streams is that people come into my streams and they see what I do and they watch me and they enjoy me, and then if they stay a little bit longer, they start hearing like things like, "Oh, what? Miss Links? Who's that?" And then it's like, "Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been married for many, many, many years. Well, do you want to go do you want me to bring her in and say hi? I mean, sure." So, Miss Links will come in and she'll say hi to everybody, and they talk about like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I work in the IT. I've been, had an IT career and all this kind of stuff." But then at the same time, they still see me doing what I do.
Mhm.
And I think that is one of the things I like and try to show people, is that like I live a normal life,
Yeah.
right? I have a partner. Some folks may not have a partner, but I have I have a job that I go to. I pay bills. I drive to work in traffic, and I have to go fix the plumbing out in the yard or whatever. I have chores. So it's like I have this just a normal existence, but at the same time, I'm able to use like things like VRchat to be able to express this part of myself.
Mhm.
And I think that's so important for people to understand, that like you can incorporate all of this into your life and you don't have to change anything. You don't have to be somebody else. You don't have to change your routines or whatever. You can you can experience this, enjoy this, let this change you for the better, and still have your normal life.
Mhm.
I just think that's pretty important. I mean, I can go get Miss
Definitely.
Links if you want to say hi to Miss Links.
I mean, it seems like Chet loves Miss. I mean, I would love. I would love to.
I'm
She
not sure if
seems
she's in. I'm
amazing,
not sure
but
if she's in bed. Hold on, let me check.
um, I think yeah. I mean, I was just thinking the whole time. Oh, my camera.
Miss Links.
Just that. Oh, she's
Oh,
kind
girls
of.
wants to say hi to you.
Hi.
Sorry, I know this is probably
No,
deviating from
not at
the normal.
all. I love this that you do this.
I
I
mean,
don't think I see
I'll
this a lot at
just
all.
have her come in and say hi.
Yeah.
She's in
It's
the
not
middle of
as
work.
it's not as good though because when she comes on your stream, you got your IRL cam and she always like smacks you on the ass or something and like
What? No, you would never smack me on the ass, would you? No, never,
I'm a
never.
good girl.
You are a
a
good
good
girl.
girl. Hello, Mrs. Links.
You would never do
I
that.
don't think I've formally said hi to her before, but I'm a
Can you see the screen?
No.
Oh, you can't. Oh, hold on. She can't see you, oh
it's
girls.
on the quote unquote arm, right? Yeah.
There's oh girls.
Hi.
Here's
Hi.
the mic's right
Hello. I
here.
don't know. I don't know if she can
Hi.
Yeah,
you.
she can see you.
Hello. It's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of yours and I heard many stories about you.
Can't hear.
Like,
Oh,
they
she
can't
can't.
hear. They can't
Yeah,
hear me. Okay. Well,
Girl
send them
says
my
that
love, and
they are a
I'm
big
a
fan of you, and they've heard many stories about
Oh,
you.
really?
yeah,
We're
yeah,
talking about you some right now.
yeah. I mean, you told me how you
Amazing.
proposed and like how
Well,
you
that's true.
met and like
I'll
yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. Okay. No,
Yeah,
okay.
tell her you told me because it's such a sweet
No,
story how you proposed to her.
no,
A little Lou,
no.
dude. See, you hear that on the arm there? Like you two
No,
have such a wholesome, like sweet, truly
You
like loving
told me to come in here.
relationship.
Now you have to tell
Well, I
me.
just wanted you to come say hi to O Girls. That's all.
You don't get to pick. You have to tell me now.
No, this is their interview. This is not my stream. This is their
It's
stream.
okay.
Wait,
They can
Here.
tell her what I said. I just said that you
Tell
told
me.
me
I
how
can hear
you.
part. Tell me.
Can they hear?
I told O Girls about how I proposed to you. Like,
It was sweet.
what brought up the whole proposal thing, how I
Yeah,
proposed, where
yeah, on the
and
hood of your
on
car.
on the hood of my car.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why is that funny?
because of like
What
What I
happened the
it
felt?
last
wasn't it
time?
wasn't it wasn't funny. It was just sweet. And I told them what happened the very first time, like what happened. And then when I went to propose, I went back to the same place and did
Yeah.
the thing and yeah, okay.
I know what you're talking. I don't. Nobody here knows what you're
No,
talking about.
nobody knows, and I'm not going to explain it.
You're not gonna explain it. I
No,
thought
I'm
it
not going
was.
to explain it.
I
All
guess
right,
it's a little.
thanks, Miss
Thank
Linkz.
you, Miss Linkz.
Mwah.
Thank you for stopping by.
They said thank you for stopping by.
She's a sweetheart. I was watching her
Bye.
non-Twitch content. I don't really know how to allude to this site without getting in trouble, so I'll just say her non-Twitch
Yeah, just
content.
just
Well,
other
content.
content.
I didn't realize she had other content until today, because earlier I tagged Linkz on Twitter, and Linkz DMs me and is like, "Oh, you actually tagged my NSFW account," and I was like, "Oh, fuck, sorry," and I'm sorry. You quoted me, and you're like, "Oh, I'm excited," and I actually deleted that tweet so I could use your
Oh,
real
the thing is
screen where
it
you're
because they're so
SFW.
close.
Yeah.
Because it's
Usually
like
it's like Linkz NSFW or like it's
it
literally
it used to be, but what happened was like on my main Twitter account, I put up I had some artwork done. It wasn't nude artwork or anything. It was just, I was wearing a thong in it or whatever. And I
yeah.
put it on my banner on Twitter, on my main Twitter account, and it got suspended for like 3 months.
Oh, that's why.
So
Okay.
I had an NSFW account that I switched over to being my main account, so I could use Twitter, and then they reinstated
Oh,
it, so it kind of
okay.
stayed the same name. So
So wait, the regular one or the SFW one, which is not SFW at all, just what I was gonna say. It's Linkz_VR, and the one I tagged was
yes,
just regular. It's Linkz VR, no underscore. And I
that's the
went back to look
NSFW.
at it, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. What's the difference between your NSFW and your SFW? And there's no difference at
No,
all.
there's
There's
difference.
no,
There's
there
difference.
isn't at all. They're
There
very
is.
risque pictures of you and your
Okay, well,
parts and stuff,
maybe
and then
maybe
also
my
Miss
content.
Links and stuff too. Some other platform content and
I mean, maybe my content, but I do retweet some stuff on that account. That's
the NSFW one. That's a little
yeah.
okay.
Very risque. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I kind of derailed everything.
No, you're fine. That was lovely. That was lovely. I love hearing how happy you are with your wife. Honestly, I had a friend who was actually on my podcast last week named Moon VR, and she's actually in a relationship with someone that she met in VR, and I kind of just wanted to tell this story as an example of a relationship that works and why it ended up working, which is, he developed feelings for her. They were talking, and they were just friends at first, and I think VRchat is a great way to meet friends and to meet close friends even.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I kind of like like really like you, and I have feelings for you. And she was like, okay. And but the way they made it work is that she was like, okay, if we're gonna be in a relationship, like it can't be in VR. Like you're gonna have to call me on Discord. We're gonna have to like FaceTime and stuff. We have to like do
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And they turned it more into like a, a long distance relationship, but like a real
Yeah.
life one. And
Yeah.
they didn't really spend time in VR. They spent time outside of VR.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll be very honest. I just had this conversation with somebody about a
mhm.
week ago about having a relationship, and they kind of approached me and said, "Hey, I'm not sure, how do I approach this if I wanted to have like a real relationship?" And that was the first thing that I said.
Yeah,
Take it outside of VRC.
yeah,
Like you can
yeah.
not saying you can't use VRC to, spend time together and,
Hmm.
hang out and chill. And it's because you do get a visual representation, a physical, presence in your mind. But if you're wanting to have like a real world relationship, take it outside of VRC.
Yeah,
Like, do Discord calls, voice chats, just develop the relationship outside of VRC. Use VRC as a tool to kind of hang out and chill, but don't let that be, because again, we go back to that whole idealized environments, idealized bodies,
hmm,
um, and that's a dangerous combination.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, I think like I was just thinking about this the other day, and it's not something I like, or like I wish it wasn't this way. But you know how people like get VR married and stuff. I think that's
Hmm.
like such a bad idea. Like I don't know one person that got VR married that's like still together with that person. And usually
Well,
like, oh sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that just goes back to the relationship simulator. Like
Right. Like yeah,
that's what
that's what I
people
was thinking
that's
when you
what
said that.
people
Yeah.
expect, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the whole, I know people that have entire family trees in VR chat. They have mommies and daddies and grandpas and grandmas and cousins and brothers and sisters and all of this stuff. I'm not talking about the whole like, call me mommy or call me daddy kind of thing. I'm talking about like these actual, and it can be fun.
Yeah.
I personally don't prescribe to that sort of thing. I'm flattered when somebody would approaches me and asks me if I want to be a part of it. But at the same time, it's also it almost is like it could be an indicator of like this is someone who didn't get that, didn't get the
Yeah.
right love and the right support from the people in their real lives. And they're reaching out into the only place that they have easy access to get that,
Yeah.
which can be a good thing. Not saying it's a bad thing. I think it just goes to show the state of society in a lot of regards is that a lot of people don't get that love and support from their own family members. I've been
Right.
told, oh,
Yeah.
I could never do that. I could never do this because my parents would kill me, or my brothers and sisters, they would disown me, or like I get kicked out of the house, or whatever. And all because, they want to express themselves how they want to be expressive, and they feel like they can't. And that's sad. It's an indicator of the society that we live in, you know. I think VRchat, a lot of people in VRchat, we are like the cutting edge, I think, of when it comes to like gender identity, sexuality, things like that. This is like the ultimate platform for that. Now, there's plenty of games. Well, me personally, when I play a game that's like you can pick a character if you want it male or female. I've always picked female characters just because if I'm going to be playing a game, I want to watch a female character. This is a little different. VR chat is you're becoming this. It's not a matter you're just playing a character. You're saying to everyone else around you, you want to be viewed as female, male, a washing machine, whatever you want to be to be seen as. And
Yeah.
I think it's very empowering for people to be able to do that. And it's like that is the cutting edge of being able to look at yourself and you can look down and be like, well, whatever. You when else have you ever had the opportunity to do? I'll be honest, the first time I popped in VRchat, I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. I like this, right? Um, what? I mean, I'm sure I'm
No,
not
it's
the
true. It's
I'm sure I'm not the
very.
only one and that's like a such a clear indicator, right? I mean, if you think about it, somebody who jumps in VRchat for the very first time, and the first thing that they look down and they look in the mirror and they just start playing with things, it's
Yeah.
like it's just like that's like a it's like an indicator of like something is drawing you toward that. Now, there's people that jump in VRchat and they don't care, right?
Yeah.
They could care less about what they look like or whatever. They just want a cool looking avatar. It has nothing to do with their gender or sexuality or anything like that. Um, but it can be very impactful just for myself and for you as well, from what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Very much so.
because I think once you get past that visual, you know, once you can look at yourself in the mirror and you see this, it's like that visual block is now gone, right? So
Yeah.
you can move beyond that visual block and start really kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of why you're feeling the way you're feeling.
Hmm. You kind of. You kind of look like your avatar. I mean, like from the pictures that you take. I mean, and you
Wait,
also.
are you looking at my pictures?
I mean, not right now, but
Oh,
I
okay.
have
Okay,
them
good.
burned into my mind. Maybe that's not the right word, but I do have them in my mind, and well, I guess when I first saw like you, I mean, you were like IRL, you were making like this really cute heart pose. Half your face was covered up, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, you don't look exactly like this, but
Well, that's
I think,
where I think that's, I look at, again, this is not an uncommon body. It's a panda base, but for me personally, it's like the shape of it is like what I look at as being the ideal version.
yeah,
If I could be something, this is what I would be. So I look at it and I've taken it over the last 2.5 years.
yeah,
Luckily for me, I have Miss Linkz, who's basically a personal trainer.
yeah.
Who's I could go. I went to her one day, and I remember saying to her, I was like, "This is what I want to do. Can you help me out?" And she freaked out. She was like, "Yay! You finally come to me about something about going to the gym and working out
Oh,
and stuff." So, she developed like a very specific set of exercises and a regimen, and this is what I do. And will I ever, look like this? No. I mean,
well,
this is a disproportionate body anyway,
yeah,
as it
right,
stands. But
yeah,
I can try to get as close as I can.
yeah,
I think the biggest thing when I look back at pictures and of myself, I always thought that like, you know, males don't have hips, right? I think that's
mm-hmm.
like one of the biggest my biggest roadblock back then was like, well, I can't even have hips. Like there's no way. But you know what? Everybody has hips. Everybody has hips. Like it's just a matter of, unfortunately, for the male body, the first fat kind of goes toward, that area in the handles, and it kind of makes that very squarish kind of look, right? Which that's what I focused on changing. Like that's,
Mm-hmm.
well, that and the posterior portion of my body.
Yeah,
Um, but but I will never get to this. But
but that's
I'm very
okay.
I'm very happy.
You
I'm
look
very happy
gorgeous.
where I'm at now. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like, yeah, I mean, you'd probably have some sort of mental disorder if you think you can look like pretty much like a, I don't know, Barbie doll or something so like.
Well, that's
And
what it's about.
It's like a caricature, or like a, which is it's fine, but I feel like it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like, it's great to use it as an inspiration and like a vision,
Exactly.
like you said,
Exactly.
to motivate
It's
you
an
in
ins-
real
it's an
life. It's an
inspiration. Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what a lot of stuff in VRchat can and should be that. It should be an
Yeah.
inspiration that you take and you use to better yourself as a person as a whole
Mm-hmm.
outside of VRchat, you know. So yeah, that can be used for any aspect of things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I wanted to ask you something, but I don't think I can ask about it on Twitch.
Go for it.
I don't think I can ask about it
Ask,
on Twitch.
well, wait. Yeah, mute your stream and then ask me through.
I'll ask you off stream. I'll ask you
No,
off.
just mute your mic input and ask me over
I guess we
Discord.
could. Oh, also, I definitely can't now. My Kohai is here, and she's. Well, she'll have to deal with that. um, I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they want you to ask me too.
No, I'll ask you something else, which is, well, what was your regimen like working out? Like you targeted your hips and your butt like right away.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
the
okay.
literally that's it.
I didn't know you could do that. I mean, I figured you could do exercises, but I thought fat kind of like just went away randomly. I don't know if that's true,
Well,
but
well, the butt is more about like building the muscle there.
oh, okay.
Honestly, because if it's it's about working out, it's about diet.
Yeah.
The thing is if when you start working out your ass,
Mhm.
like, you start losing the fat that's back
Yeah.
there first, and then
Right.
it actually gets smaller. So it's about like building the muscle out to push the fat that's there remaining outwards. The hips are
Interesting.
the hips
Oh.
are a little different because that is like it's just all fat, and
Mhm.
it's one of the hardest places for most masculine bodies to lose fat on because it's the first place that fat goes.
Yeah.
So you kind of like have to work through or be very localized on what you're doing to burn fat in that specific area. But diet is a huge thing. There's
Yeah.
times when like I fall off the bandwagon and I have pizzas like every other day and go to and it goes back on like super quick. Like it's insane
Oh.
how quick the weight goes back on. So it's one of those things that like you constantly have to. And to be honest, like I don't propose that I'll be able to keep this up forever. Like
Why not?
I would love to, but it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
just it's time and
It
you
seems
know
worth it though. I mean,
I think so. I'm very, very, very happy.
yeah.
Um
How long did it take you before you were like in a place where you were kind of happy with your body? Like,
I would say there was a picture I put out. I think there was a picture I put out about like 6 months ago, I think.
mhm.
And when I saw, so I'm also like a semi-professional photographer as well. So,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
I take whenever I do a photo session, I take a shit ton of pictures, like
Mhm.
literally hundreds of pictures. And when I go through them, I'll maybe have like out of 100, there'll maybe like four or five that I will pick out that stand out to me as being worth something. But I remember there was this one picture that I took. It was a very close up picture of just my butt, and it was in I had a fishnet on,
Mhm.
um, and I remember looking at like stepping back from that picture and just analyzing it and be like, okay, that's good. I'm good. I'm good with that. If that's how it stays, I'll be happy with that. So it probably took a year and three quarters of a year to actually get to that point to where I said to myself, I've hit it. I've hit the goal of where I want to be. And now it's just kind of like a maintaining. Because I
Yeah.
can't honestly I can't lose any more weight. I'll just it's I could, but then I'll start losing other
Yeah.
You know, it just
Right.
I'll start looking like I'm like a malnourished or something if I start
Yeah.
losing more weight.
What's your diet like? Do you just eat like super? I'm just curious because you look
It's
great.
honestly, now if it was all about like toning and cut and things like that, because you've seen a picture of like my torso, and it's not like I have a six pack or anything. I don't. So I don't.
That's okay.
I'm not really worried about like so much as like the hard toned.
Yeah.
I don't want that muscular look, you
I
know.
don't either.
I don't want that, but I want that. I want the slimness. So,
Yeah.
you know, again, this is the advantage of having a partner who basically lives in the gym,
Yeah.
does exercise routines for people. Um, for me, it's really just about calories. Like just so long as I maintain a a deficit when it comes to my calories, that's all that matters. Because I work out enough to burn off the calories. Now, if I start eating crazy, like I said, eating a pizza every other day and going to fast food, my calorie intake is way above my expenditures, and that's when the pounds start coming on. So when it comes to diet, like I really don't worry about it so much. Believe it or not, I eat much less food than Miss Linkz, and you've seen Miss Linkz too. She's like in amazing shape as well,
Yeah.
but she can eat because when she goes to the gym, she goes all out for like 2 hours. She's like
Yeah.
weightlifting, hit training, cardio. She burns three,
She's
four, five,
moving. Yeah.
5,000 calories, right? So
Oh my God, really? That's a lot
yeah,
of calories.
yeah, in a day.
Yeah.
So she eats a lot more than I do.
Makes
I
sense. Yeah.
generally don't eat too much, honestly. So it really is diet specific foods. I really don't worry about. It's about calories for me.
Makes sense. Yeah. Do you just eat like once or twice a day, pretty much? Then
Uh,
that's a pretty.
pr Pretty much, yeah. When I wake up for breakfast, I have one Pop Tart. Like you know
You
how
should
Pop
actually
Tart.
have a Pop Tart.
Oh,
Okay.
I have a Pop Tart. Yeah, like you know
Yeah,
how
that
Pop
sounds
Tarts come
good.
in the little packages, like they
Yeah,
have,
they have a
have two.
package of two. Yeah.
Yeah, I open it up and take one out,
Okay.
and that's all I
Do
eat.
you put it in the toaster?
I put it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds is perfect. Unless it's a
Yeah.
cinnamon Pop Tart, then it goes for 12 seconds.
Okay.
And that's for one. If it's two, normal Pop Tarts take 17 seconds. If it's cinnamon brown sugar, it takes 19. I'm
Man,
sorry,
now I
you
want
started
some
talking
Pop
about Pop
Tart. No,
Tarts.
now I want
And
some, but I'm on a diet. So
I
you're a
have a very,
connoisseur,
I'm a
apparently.
connoisseur of Pop
What
Tarts.
flavors do you like?
Uh, S'mores overall is my favorite,
S'mores is so
but
good. Yeah.
there is a new flavor that's probably gonna go away. It's the lemon cream pie.
That sounds so good.
Oh, it is so good. It is so good. And that's my current favorite.
So
But
you can have that and still look the way you do,
oh yeah,
but it
it's
is
just
yeah, about
it's about
calorie.
calorie.
Yeah.
Because one Pop Tart has I think 210 calories.
Mm-hmm.
So and I drink diet tea with it, so there's no calories there. I don't have coffee or
What
anything
is
like
it?
that.
Diet tea?
It's just sweet tea that's
Oh,
flavored
sweet
with
tea.
like
Oh, with
yeah,
like
sweet.
stevia or something. Or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yep. And then for so like if I have a big lunch, like if I if I go to Wendy's or something, I'll
Yeah.
get Wendy's. But if I have a big lunch, I generally won't eat dinner, and
Right.
it's not because I'm forcing myself not to eat. It's just that my body has got enough calories and I'm not hungry. Um, like just today, I haven't eaten since 12 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now.
It's
Um,
like 10.
yeah, but I'm not hungry because I had a
Yeah.
very, very big lunch. So
When,
it really is. It's
no.
all about calories.
And when your body gets used, because I've been fasting recently, and like
Mm.
when your body gets used to eating a certain amount and certain time of day, I don't know.
Hmm.
Your body gets used to it. Like you're not just gonna be starving all the time
Yeah,
when you
it's
cut
very
calories.
your body is very adaptable.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Um, I haven't looked at this list of questions once but I remembered a lot of them. We talked about the VR relationship simulator and oh yeah, I was gonna ask you when you started to like Well, I actually had two questions. One of them, okay, I'll ask this other one first, which is, you know what you were saying about people like having VR families and stuff, and I have like my VR sisters and VR brothers. Some of them by choice, some of them not by choice. Some of them are just like, "Oh, you're my VR sister now, or you're my VR
Mm.
mom," and I'm like, "I didn't agree to this." Has that ever happened to you, or are you just like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
"Oh,
mean,
okay,
I've have people that have expressed that, hey, can you? And I'm honored. Like, and
yeah,
the thing is most people. In fact, I had somebody just recently ask me if I could, if I could be their big sister, and I was like, I will be there for you. I will
oh,
take care of you. I will protect you, and I will give you the support you need.
oh,
And if you want to call me sister, then you go for it.
okay,
Like
yeah,
it's not like I'd turn them down and be like, "Oh, that's so stupid. That don't do that."
okay, yeah,
No, no.
okay." I'm
Because like I said,
curious.
I think people turn to that familiar structure because they know it's supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
It's supposed to mean something to be someone's big sister or someone's big brother or someone's mom or someone's dad. And I'm not talking about the sexual aspects of mommy and daddy, but I'm talking about like the family aspects because people know that that's supposed to mean something. And that's what they want. So that's why, just like with this last person, I told them that I will be there for them. That's what a big
Hmm.
sister is for. They're supposed to be there, protect you, support you, be someone you can talk to, and I'm all for being that person for someone.
Yeah. I usually have the same stance, but it kind of at a certain point I had to say no to people because it just became really overwhelming emotionally for me, and it felt like
Hmm.
I I don't know if you have this problem, but like I want to be there for everybody, but it's hard for me to be there for literally every single person.
Yeah.
Do you ever need to like distance yourself, or do you feel like I don't know? I feel like you have a good a good balance. I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't feel
Well,
like you get overwhelmed by it at
I
all. I don't know.
I occasionally do get a little overwhelmed, but at the same time, and my closest friends know this is about me is that even as a child growing up, um, I was a one friend person.
Yeah.
That was it. Like I I had a best friend and I dedicated myself completely to them. Like
Hmm.
that was my best friend. I had a couple, maybe one or two other friends that I would be able to find the time and energy to give as well. But for me personally, like I'm very much like you in the fact that if people want to be involved with what I do and be a part of the community, I will make the time to be there. I always tell people, DM me anytime you want. I am there. That's the whole reason for me being in that community, for me creating that community is for anybody that's a part of my community to be able to open up DMs and if they have a problem, I will, unless I'm in the middle of work or taking a shower or something, like I will be there, you know. Um, but when it comes to like jumping into VRchat and hanging out with people, I think this is probably where me and you are a little different.
Hmm.
Because I know whenever I pop in on you, it's like so many people and there's this craziness
Not re-
all over the
I
place.
guess not really.
You have because you're so welcoming, you're so loving, you accept everyone and everybody that comes around you, and you want to spend your energy on them. Um, I am very much like I have a very limited amount of social energy
Okay. Yeah.
that I can give. I know I say it all the time. It's like I'm very much an extreme introvert, and people don't believe that because they say they see what I do on streams and things like that, and they're like, "How can you be an introvert?" Or they see me on the Discord talking all the time, you know, and they're like, "How can you be an introvert? You're like the exact opposite of that." But that requires energy. You know, just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you can't be social, right? You just
Yeah.
have to expend energy for that. And I have a very, you know, limited amount of energy, but I always will make time for those that need me. I may not be able to jump in VR and hang out with, you know, so many people. Now, Friday nights is different. Typically, when I drink a little bit, drinking is like a social energy thing for me. Like sometimes get very social when I drink,
Yeah.
and I become very annoying for people. But um,
No.
I don't, I don't, I don't want to make it sound like I don't have time for everybody. It's more like I know my limits. Like I know my energy limits because I have gotten to the point to where I have to step back. And when I step back, I step back. Like I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like I have to just say, "Hey everybody, I'm gonna be gone for a bit."
Yeah.
And that's that's it. So yeah, it's not that I don't have the energy for people. It's just that I have to limit myself for my own good, I suppose. Speaking of drinking.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, a little sip of water. Hi, Fem, by the way. I love you and miss you. A lot. You know? Let me camera here. How are you, by the way? Are you good? We've been talking for maybe close to 2 hours now.
Oh my God, have we?
Yeah, the interview part's been
What?
about like an hour and 40 minutes, and then which is
Oh my God, I've
flown
been just
by.
yeah.
Mm.
I've just
And
been this has been really fun.
yeah, I've been really enjoying talking with you. I was gonna say like I might take like a quick like bathroom break real quick for like 3 minutes or something.
Go
That's
for it,
okay.
yeah.
I'll put on. I don't know. Do you need to take a break, or are you
Oh, I'm
okay?
good.
Okay. I usually put a BRB screen on, but do you
Oh
want to
no,
just babysit everyone or
I can
just watch it?
entertain people. Do you want me to entertain people?
I mean, you don't need to like do a jig or anything. You just be you. You
Oh,
can do a jig if you. All right, I'll be right. Do whatever you want. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, girl said I could do whatever I want. I don't know where the camera's at. Well, I know where the camera's at. Wait, am I in the camera? Am I in the camera? Oh, I don't have any music though. Oh, girls didn't leave me any music. Crab Raven, Crab Rave. Links the babies. I'll babysit you all. I feel like the camera's like really low. I'm like in the ground. Dance? I don't have any music to dance to. Hi, Cootie. Hi, Fiesta, Fox, Sushi, Bob. Hi, Bob. I get to say hello to everybody, and it's not even my stream. Hi, Fluffy. Fluffy, hi. How are you? Nerd Detective, hi. Entertain us at once. I mean, if I had some music, I would definitely dance. I don't know if my kind of dancing is appropriate for O-Girls' O-Girls. I don't know where the camera is at. Where is the camera? Hold on. I gotta pull it up on my screen. On my screen so I know where the camera's at. Oh, she has her camera. She has her camera like way out. Oh, it's zoomed so far out. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, I'm good then. I don't have to be in the ground. I can dance like this, right? I didn't realize her camera was so far out. But I don't have any music. Oh, I lost chat now. Oh, you're doing good. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Fluffy. Hi, Brookie. Brookie, hi.
Wait,
Teach us the Macarena.
did you do
And
it?
I
Oh,
I
you
didn't
did the
have
Macarena. Okay.
no, I didn't have any music. I was gonna dance a little bit, but I didn't have any music.
Oh, okay.
So
Here,
I had to
how was
entertain
my
people's.
camera?
I didn't realize your camera was so wide angled. I opened up your and like actually looked at your stream and I was like, oh wow, your angle for your camera is really wide.
Is
That's how
it?
you. Well, that's how you can see me with the camera so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not
I
have
mean, it
wide
makes.
angles?
I like being up close and personal with people.
Like this close? Yeah, you're pretty
Hmm.
close to the camera. I usually am too, but I don't know, for this interview's sake, I was a little bit further behind. I don't know.
Am I hitting something back here?
Oh yeah, there's a colliders over in the entrance that you can turn off, but oh. Thank you so much for being here. I thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly loved this conversation, and I think it's really insightful on just
Well,
the positives and the potential negatives of VR. I think VR is my passion too, and I don't know.
yeah. Oh, I mean, you don't have 16,000 hours in a
I
in something.
only have, believe it or not, I only have like 3,600 hours in VR. I've been in it since 2018. And I can't live in here. As much as I love VR, I actually need a break from it a lot of the times. Like I get
Yeah.
physically very tired too if
M-
I'm in it too
Most
long.
of my time, yeah, most of my time was early on.
Yeah.
I don't spend nearly as much time in it as I used to, but um, yeah. So a lot of that 16,000 was in the first year as Sarah. Because
That's a
as
lot of
Sarah,
hours though. That's so cool.
yeah, as Sarah, I would literally come home from work, eat dinner, and get on VRchat and
Yeah.
stay in VRchat until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
Like every single
So
night.
you were like sleep deprived and also in VR. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep a lot in VR.
Oh, can you sleep in VR?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I can't do that. I'm kind of jealous of people who can get like a full night's rest in VR.
I remember the first time I fell asleep in VR. Like, have you ever fell asleep though?
Oh, all
Like
the
in VR?
time. I can fall
Oh, okay.
asleep in
Oh,
VR
okay.
and I get
Yeah,
comfy, but I can't. I have to take it off eventually.
yeah. Do you remember like the very first time you fell asleep and then you woke up? Like,
Not really. Why?
I
Not
remember the first
really.
time that happened with me. Like, not just like dozing off, not like a little nap, but like an
Yeah.
actual like you fall into a deep sleep. Um, I remember waking up and for a good like 10 seconds not understanding like what was going on. Like I didn't know where I was, what I was doing. Like I was just my brain just could not comprehend like what I was seeing with my eyeballs. But yeah, eventually I figured it out.
I think I
But
had a similar feeling that I was just like, what, what the fuck? Where am
hmm
I or something? And yeah. Um, yeah. So I guess I guess one last question for you, and then maybe we can
just
open
one.
up to. Well, I mean, I have a bunch more, but
I told you my night is clear. I can stay as
your
long
night's
as
clear.
you.
Where did that? Well, one of the questions I had was, I remember you saying that you took a picture of like you in thigh highs or something, and you posted on
Hmm.
Twitter. How much longer after that did you start wearing like really cute outfits on stream and stuff? Like,
Oh,
so
the stream.
yeah. So
Yes.
for anyone who doesn't know, Linkz has like an IRL cam on their stream, and now they have a thick cam too, which seems to always be on or something. But they have an IRL cam, and they switch back and forth from VR, and then you can see them in like whatever cute outfit that they're wearing, like a skirt and usually some garters and some thigh highs. And do you wear? You don't usually wear heels, I guess, because that'd
No.
be hard with full body. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Although there's a couple of people that want me to try heels, but I have like hardwood floors too, and like
Oh yeah, that'd be.
sometimes I stream pretty late, and Miss Links is already in bed, and I can just imagine just hearing this clanky, clanky, clank, 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 clank all over the hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Um, but like when I'm trying to remember when did I first turn on? It wasn't too long ago. I would say maybe 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh,
And that's
really? Okay. Yeah, so it was recent, I guess.
yeah, the down, and that's another thing too, because so I, it ties into the fact of, knowing a little bit about photography and lighting and angles and all that kind of stuff. I can take pictures of myself, and I will find pictures that I'm happy with, right?
Yeah.
Um, Video live streaming is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
I've streamed on other platforms before, um,
Yeah.
and it's I find it I find it much, much more difficult for me to feel comfortable, like doing and showing what I show on those, because like I can only do so much, because I want to be happy with how I see myself. It's not the fact that, obviously, I don't I'm not worried about what other people see. I'm What I want, though, is I have to be able to look at myself and be happy with that, and be
Yeah.
like, wow, that looks really good, or that's a good angle, or whatever. And live streaming and live, live cam, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why I have mine set to very specific angles.
Okay.
Um,
Some
well,
lighting too. Specific
yeah, the
lighting.
lighting. Um, it's one of my things personally is I don't like my torso. I don't like how long it
Oh.
is. I have an abnormally long torso, and it very, very rarely do I take a picture where I feel comfortable showing, like, my torso even. So being, like, even on live cam, like, I no, that I don't doesn't make me happy. Um,
Oh.
but I also want to show, that's another aspect of things, of, like, you know, the whole reason why I stream and do what I do is showing people, like, hey, it's okay to do this. So people, initially they see me do what I do in VRchat, right? And they're like, oh wow, I can do that too. Well, now it's like they see me in IRL now doing the things that I do.
Yeah.
And, like, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many people that have come to me since I've started showing, like, IRL cam stuff, that they're like, wow, that's so inspirational. You've inspired me. Where did you get this? I want to do this. I want to try some of this stuff out. Because I think, like, seeing somebody, like, IRL, like, doing and expressing themselves, especially coming from a place where a lot of us start out in VR chat, is we see ourselves in the mirror of VR chat, and we love what we see, right? It's impactful to us. And you always have that something in the back of your head being like, wow, can you imagine what it would feel like to be able to actually, in some shape, form, or fashion, be able to do that, be able to look like that, be able to wear the little sexy skirts, and be able to wear the nice little thongs, and be able to wear the thigh highs, and the garter straps and all that. Imagine what it would be like if that would be so awesome to do. And then they see me do that, and they're inspired because they see, like, just a normal person doing that, and they're like, wow, I can do that too. I want to do that. That's awesome. So again, that's another thing. Well, another big aspect of it is too is, I'm very much an exhibitionist. So not in a sexual, well, I'm very much,
I
I'm
mean,
I
not on this
well,
platform.
to be fair, as a streamer, you have to love being watched, right? You have to. It's a part of what you do. If you didn't like being watched, then you wouldn't stream. That's the whole
It's
point.
true. I feel like there are some streamers that don't like being watched for whatever reason.
I don't know why they would be streaming
I don't
then.
either.
But for the most part, you would agree that if you're
I
a
agree. I mean,
streamer,
I like being watched. Yeah.
yeah, you like being watched, and I love being watched in
Yeah.
many different aspects.
Hmm.
So Is it for myself as well? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love. Yeah. It's yeah. Careful how you say it. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
started shaving my legs and arms due to what Linkz said. I love it. Oh, you shave your arms. Wait, no, but do you get laser on your arms? Where do
No,
you get?
I don't shave. They said they started their
Oh, they
shave.
shave their
I
arms.
don't shave I'm not a hairy person at all. Like
Even
honestly,
before you got laser. Okay.
even
Yeah.
the laser. Oh my god, is so good. I would, if you know you're at that point to where you don't want hair down there,
Yeah.
like, and you know you want it to be permanent, then getting lasered is absolutely, like, I'm on my, I think next week I go for my sixth treatment, and this, I don't know if I'll have to get another one, because since the last treatment I've not had like hardly anything down there, like hair wise.
Okay. This
Um,
is like your
it's
eighth treatment, your ninth
well,
treatment.
no, this won't be my sixth one going back.
Okay.
But it's but shaving, yeah, shaving legs is. I remember the first time I shaved my legs. Actually, the very first time I shaved my legs, I was into the gym, like hardcore, like not really bodybuilding, but like, heavy lifting, and I just saw all these other guys that like, they shave their entire bodies, like chest, arms, legs,
Yeah.
everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And I remember shaving my legs that one time. This was
Mhm.
years and years and years ago. And it's one of those things where now that I look back on it, I say, wow, that makes sense now. Because I remember back then I shaved my legs and absolutely loved it. It was I loved it so much. And now I look back and I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Wait, I forget. Do you get your hair? Do you get your legs lasered too, or do you shave
Mm-mm.
your? Okay. Yeah.
No, it's just, yeah, shaving legs. I've got it down pretty pat now. I can do it fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Um, the 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 private area was, what I wanted to get done, because it generally takes a little bit more time, especially if you like front and back, to do everything. So I was just like, just do it all,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the best things I've ever had, like, done.
Yeah.
Most of the rest, yeah.
um. It took a while for me to get used to shaving. I'm gonna open up chat and like if
Okay,
you want
yeah,
to
yeah,
read chat with me and
yeah.
yeah, and then maybe put on a little music again too. Thank you guys all for being here, and once again, thank you, Linkz. And I'm not. I should look at you while I say this. Oh, music levels. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Mwah.
I love
What do you think about like cuddling and like giving kisses like that in VR though? Because that's not a sexual thing for me. It's more of a reflection of intimacy and
Yeah.
and bonding and showing affection really.
Oh, I'm all for, like, head pats and cuddling
Yeah.
and hugs and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Kisses are a little bit more intimate for me. Like, I personally, I have obviously given out kisses and stuff before, but it's like
Yeah.
it's like that next level up
Mhm.
from like hugs and head pats and things like that. So
Yeah. I guess I'm more of just like a peck on the cheek or the forehead kind of person, and I'm,
oh
I'm
yeah,
not like sticking my tongue down people's throats all the time.
sure,
Like,
sure you're not
once in a
sure.
while, but not all the time. But also that does less for me, than giving someone a peck on the cheek, because that's an affectionate thing. Whereas,
Right.
like making out with someone that's more like role playing, like an ERP type of thing, because it's not like
Right.
I'm not actually making out with someone. But I
Well, of
feel
course. Of course. Oh, well, that is. Oh, see. Well, I will say, really shortly,
thank you, yes
if you
sir,
if
I know.
if
Yeah.
you ever do get someone there, in Let me tell you, you want to talk about like crossing the boundaries of reality and virtual reality? All right, I'm not gonna say anything more than
Wait,
just.
are you saying you make out with your partner while you're in VR? Is that what are you saying right now? I don't know what you're saying.
I'm just gonna say.
Sky, I love you.
Miss Linkz is here
Yeah.
sometimes while I'm in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else.
So when you're like with Brooke or someone, say like Miss Linkz is actually there. Thank you so much for the raid, Scott. I love you so much. I wish you could hang out in VR soon. And also, Fenrir, I love you. I saw you earlier. Rena, can we get a shout out for Rena? Thank you so much for the sub for 12 months. Jeez. I adore you. And we need to hang out soon. Stemma, I saw you follow me a while ago. If you don't know if you're still here, but thank you. I look forward to hanging out with you at TwitchCon with Pecan. And yes, sir, thank you for gifting a sub to Toddy Cage. I appreciate it. Toddy, it's really good seeing you here today. I really appreciate you stopping by again. Shout out,
Oh, look
Rena,
at that.
thank you. Dude, I want to get in VR. Girls, my birthday, something's happening. I'll be an old lady in 7 days. What does old lady mean to you? Oh, look at that Xmas Christmas tree. Wait, what does that mean?
Nothing.
What is? Wait,
nothing.
no, wait. What does that
No,
mean?
no,
Explain to me.
No,
Linkz community.
Sushi,
Linkz community.
Sushi, you can DM girls and
Sky,
explain
love
it.
you.
I'm not explaining it.
All right, fine. I mean, you can write it in chat. We're not allowed to say. You're allowed to say it here in my chat. No, all right,
they're not.
fine. All right,
No,
fine.
no.
CAGW. You're welcome, girls. I had to come if Linkz was gonna be here. Aw, thank you, Toddy. I'm torn. This is a strange cat. I'm not supposed to like them, hisses, but they're orange. No, Linkz is great. You can like them. Sky, are you still here? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. My name's Girls. We've been doing an interview with my lovely friend, Linkz, who's been one of my biggest inspirations since I started streaming, and now is just a good friend, and I love talking with them, and I just love spending time with them. And I know a lot of you guys know Linkz, so I thought it'd be fun to have them on an interview. And now they're red, hiss hiss. You really love orange, Tonky. Hi, Sarah. It's an inside joke for us. If it's the thing I'm thinking of, it's pretty mean, says Bob. It's
What?
pretty mean.
What?
That Xmas tree?
Oh,
I'm not
no,
sure.
it wasn't mean at all. It was amazing.
30 is young.
One of the
by
most
way.
amazing things ever.
I mean, you're not like, 14 when you're 30, but in my opinion, 30, I'm gonna dox my age here, but it wasn't until I was about that age that I started being happier with my adult life for various reasons. Had a better job. I guess I was more sure about certain parts of myself. And that was actually when I started hanging out in VR, so I had that going for me. Like, I could actually afford to just go out and buy a VR headset. I wasn't limited by that.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
it's never like age is not I don't know, age doesn't matter to me unless you're under 18, then it
Right.
matters. But
Yeah.
anything above that is like there's never a time when you should stop, like trying to better yourself, explore yourself, find different parts of yourself. Never stop, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, I have a friend who said, like, people who use age as an excuse are just they've stopped trying to do the things that they love, so they use it as an excuse when you shouldn't. There are people in their like 70s and 80s, like in like metal rock bands and stuff or whatever, or like bungee jumping.
Oh,
or
you still see
whatever,
like
and,
some like grandpas like streaming on Twitch, like doing really really good, playing video games and doing
Man,
all
that's
kinds
so
of crazy
cool.
stuff. That's awesome.
I'm 25, and in 2 weeks I'll be 25 again. There you go. I'm in my 20s and I act like I'm 10. I don't know if I act like I'm 10. I think I act like I'm in my... I don't know. I don't even know. People think I'm in my 20s, and then people think I'm in my 40s, and people think I'm in my 60s. One of those is accurate. I'm in my 60s. Actually, none of those are accurate, but I am in my 60s. I think...
I can relate to that. I think there's times when I can be seen as being, pretty young in my 20s, and then there's times when you can tell by the conversations that I have, there's a certain amount of life experience that you only get by living.
Yeah.
That, it's pretty evident, that sometimes that I might be a little bit older than 25.
The hardest is when you hit 300 and all the younger leeches are casting all these newfangled spells and you feel left out of what the young leeches are doing these days.
Liches.
Lich, is
leeches.
it liches? Oh, I'm sorry.
Leeches are the things you get that suck the
True,
blood out.
true. I didn't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with liches in general. Like, what is a lich? Is I know, like
undead.
Oh, it's an undead. Did you play WoW? That's a WoW thing. Right?
Oh god, yes, I played WoW.
Okay, like I know the Lich King, right? That was Arthas. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
Thank you. I played Warcraft 3. I never really played WoW. They don't even write their curses in cursive. Sad cat. Do you watch anime, by the way? Have you?
Occasionally, yeah. I haven't watched it recently, but I do have a couple of like really good anime series that I liked. Oh, speaking of which,
yeah.
Can you well? So when I was in the military, when I got deployed, I really wasn't aware of anime too much. But a friend of mine, he let me borrow this entire anime series. And I started watching it when I was deployed over there, when I wasn't, getting shot at. And I absolutely loved it. And you know what series it was? And it makes so much sense now.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of Rom the One Half?
Yeah, I have, yeah. I never watched it, but I know
it makes, well, the main character...
They can turn into a girl, right?
Can switch between a boy and a girl by getting splashed with warm and cold water.
Oh, God, that's so... Is it like a comedy? Like, what is... I'm sure it's like a comedy.
I mean, yeah, it's a kind of a comedy, but I just think... I think back on that, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense now to me. Like why I love that so much.
Yeah. I wish I could do that. It's like... Well, it's pretty amazing. Wait, were they like a superhero or something, or was it like a slice of life kind of thing?
Kind of slice of life, but yeah, there was obviously the supernatural aspects to it. Like there was one character that she changed into a cat. Or was it cat? Shampoo? Shampoo is her name. She changed into a cat, I think. That's true. Only the manga has the actual ending, which was sad. They did do an OVR with it, though.
Only the manga has an actual ending. Oh, I see. A little... I don't know. It was like before my time, but not really. It was like right...
Yeah, it's an older. I like Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is a really good
I don't know
anime.
what that is. What is... I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's such a good... Hollow?
Do you cook, by the way? That's something I've been asking people. No. Does Miss Linkz cook?
Yeah, Miss Linkz cooks.
No.
I can cook a mean Pop-Tart.
So cute. You're so cute. Oh. People like Spice and Wolf. I love Spice and Wolf. Wait, what is Spice and Wolf about?
Oh, Spice and Wolf is
good.
There's only like 2 seasons, which is that I saw.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's more of like a, I don't know really what you would call it. It's more of a serious, but also kind of has a supernatural aspect to it. It's kind of hard to describe. You should watch it. It has a hot character in it. Hollow is hot. Holo, hollow, however you want to say it.
Holo.
Holo.
I make sandwiches. Sandwiches sound good right now.
Oh, I like sandwiches.
You should wolf it down. No. Maybe. I'm watching Angel Beats right now. And, I'm not... Have you seen Angel Beats? I'm not far enough in it to really understand. I really still don't understand what's going on. I'm on episode 3, but people seem to really love that one.
I think the last anime that I really watched all the way through was oh my goodness, Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online. I watched like the first 2 episodes, but I didn't super get into it. People love it though.
Yeah, when I went to Japan, I went to Tokyo, went to Akihabara, and that was one of the things I knew I wanted to buy was a big, huge statue of Asuna, and found that, and I found also a Kirito statue as well.
Working on Food Wars right now. I've watched the first season of Food Wars, and it's quite funny. But yeah, I did start Angel Beats Bob. Have you watched Food Wars? Food Wars is cute. It's like it's just an anime about food, but like it's very animated out.
Well, it sounds like you can't go wrong with that.
No, it's very good. It's like the main character is just an amazing cook, and like they're so good at cooking, like people's clothes like explode off of them or something. It's very funny. I'm pretty sure like anime is in my head at this point. I've watched them all. Really? You've watched them all?
Brooke does watch. Brooks. If you have an anime question, Brooke probably knows about it.
What are your favorites, Brookie? My top 3 anime at this point are Demon Slayer, Spice and Wolf, and Ancient Magus' Bride. I think you've told me about Ancient Magus' Bride like 70 times at this point, and I need to finally watch it.
Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. That's a good one.
That is a good one. I like that one a lot. Brotherhood. I finished the Demon Slayer movie recently, which is okay. I mean, it's good. I've just read the manga already, so it wasn't... I think that was literally my first DM to you to watch Ancient Magus' Bride. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Do you get a lot of DMs?
To be fair, I it's kind of it's a running joke I think with a lot of people. Like people always saying, "Oh, I don't get DMs. I don't get DMs." I honestly don't get a lot of DMs. That's one of the things that I don't want to get back into like a serious conversation, but
we can go back and forth.
I don't know. It's just one of the things I think I've realized about myself is that, you know, I can be a very serious person, you know, and I think sometimes it can be a little much for people when some people are just wanting, you know, the fun, happy times all the time, right? So I think some people see that, and like if people DM me with like especially like an issue or a problem or something like that, it turns into a book. I typically, well, I've sent a DM to you about like there was like a short conversation that we were having, and it ended up being like I ended up writing like a really long, you know, paragraph, 3 or 4 paragraphs, because that's just typically how I do things. Like I like to be precise and in depth in my conversations, and I think a lot of people sometimes once they see that they're like, oh wait, I don't. That's not what I'm looking for. so I don't get a lot of DMs. I get
I like when you send me long, thoughtful messages. I really like that.
Or just send you pictures, right?
That's okay too. I like getting to know you more. But...
Oh, you should know me pretty fucking well.
I do. I mean, there was one time Linkz was drinking and they're like joking about vitamin D or something, and I was like, vitamin D? That's good for you. That's like when you get the sun, and they're like, yeah. Here's a naked picture of me. And
I would never do such a thing.
Hello, major fans.
No, I
Hello.
would never do that.
Hello.
Not me.
Boat spin, boat shake. I was fine with it, but I was like, did I say this to you? I was like, if you could make it if you could spoiler it for me, because I'm like, I work and stuff, but I don't mind them at all. I don't mind them at all.
Okay, I'll have to keep that in. I'll have to keep that.
Like,
in mind
people can send me stuff, but it's when people like they don't spoil. If they don't put spoilers on, that I'm like, yeah, I like look at my Discord at work and stuff, guys. Like, don't send me pornography. It's gonna get me in trouble.
Tasteful. It's art. It's not porn. It's art.
I can't say that at work. This is art.
Hey, stop judging. This is art.
All right, great. All right, greeter Toddy Cage. Take care. Thank you for being here the whole time. Have a good night, okay? And the Golden Yam? I heard Darling in the Franxx is good. I've never heard of the other ones I know I've heard of Dot Hack, but I've never watched it. I've played like one of the games. Saga of Tanya the Evil. I have no idea what that is, but I'll check them out. People really like Darling in the Franxx. I'll start putting spoilers on my selfies then. Brooke doesn't even ask me. They just send me pictures all the time.
That does not surprise me one bit.
Like dozens, hundreds of images at one time. I'm just like,
surprise
whoa. Yeah.
No, the picture that you were talking about where I'm covering, like I have a face mask on. That's what I was doing the 02 cosplay when I did that.
Wait, from what? From what is that?
The 02.
Is that from Darling in the Franxx? I don't know what that's from. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never watched that.
The pink haired girl with the two little horns.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'll look it up for you.
I can send you a picture of my cosplay. Oh, actually, no. Never mind.
No, you can send me a picture of it. It's fine.
No, I was thinking,
yeah.
It used to be my picture on my Discord profile, but I think I changed that recently.
How long have you had your other platform?
Well, I had an other platform.
Right, you did.
The original other platform. I actually had it for right at a year. And then I started on this new platform in October. And it's been like, honestly,
that's not very long. 5 months, and you got a good amount of followers there. And
yeah, I've got 2,600 followers.
Yeah,
and
Miss Linkz is coming up there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's almost to 1,000. But to be fair, it's another outlet for me. It's a more specialized outlet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of who I am. I am a very sensual and sexual person. I'm not going to apologize for that. And it's one of the things that allows me to express that part of who I am as free as I want, which is crazy in some regards, but yeah, I really, really love it. It's not for everybody, honestly, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I like it. I like the content you put out on other platforms. Hi, Raindos. I mean, like, really trying to skate the line talking about this.
Well, to be fair, there's still even on that platform, it's like you can still see that it's very much my mentality. It's like when I stream on Twitch, like I do what I do, but also like I'm again sexy and sensual and not vulgar and lewd. And even when you look at that other platform, if you compare it to other people's in the way they post their stuff and the things that they say on their posts and things, like they're just like all out in your face, like nasty vulgar talk. And like I'm not like,
which is fine, but yeah,
no, yeah, absolutely. If you're gonna be that, then that is the place to do it, right? That's where you do it. I tried to do that once. like in one of my little posts, and I was like, I deleted it. I was like, this doesn't
fit you. Yeah, I can't see
feel
you
right.
do that.
It just doesn't feel right. I mean, you can still enjoy the stuff, but saying that kind of stuff just not. Anyway,
So
we'll
now
move on.
you're not a big like dirty talker then. I'm not either. But.
No, I wouldn't say that, but there's a time and place for it.
Okay.
It's just basically like the whole ERP thing in VRchat. There's a very specific time and place for all that sort of stuff. So
I see.
wait, what? I missed something.
Oh, nothing. That's like a funeral or something. That's a bad joke. They're light novels. I wonder if I missed those. Sorry. I don't know. I might be wrapping it up a little bit soon. It's 9:45 for me. I started a new job.
Well, do you want me to when we leave you be so you can?
No. I want you to be here. I'll be here till
right.
the end. Well, I've also said, and there's a recurring joke that I say I'll end soon, and then I go like 12 more hours. So that really doesn't mean anything. Sounds like it's the time to. Yeah, you can open redeems again. Let me drink some more water. Do you have any goals for your stream moving forward, or are you just kind of because you're streaming a lot more than you were?
Well, no, not actually.
You're not?
I actually had to cut back a day.
Oh, really? You did? Okay.
Yeah, because work's been getting crazy again. So I'm actually only doing.
They work for the. I can't say, or else I'll get shot. But
no.
Thank you, Pam. I love you.
All I can say is a 3-letter government agency. That's it.
I'm surprised you even say that. Like that only narrows it down. That narrows it down to like 3.
Oh no, there's a shit ton of 3-letter government agencies out there.
There are?
Oh yeah.
I only know of 3.
Well, yeah, that's what most people only think of, like, the
NBA is not a government agency, isn't it? The NBA. Yeah, shoot. They work for the NBA.
The National Broadcasting Association.
Well, yeah, so you cut back.
Yeah, I mean, goals-wise, I mean, you know, as like most everybody knows, for me, streaming is it's a side business. Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's a side hustle, if you want to put it that way.
But it's not about the money for you. I mean, like you put your bit redeems or whatever, your sound redeems, but
I obviously, having the support is amazing, and I do try to put it back out into the community with artwork and avatars and body pillow that will be coming.
You're getting
soon.
a body pillow too?
Yeah, I've already submitted. Who are you going through?
Maybe Cuddly Octopus, but probably not.
No, that's who I'm going through. Why would you not go through them?
Well, okay. I didn't tell Kohai this. Kohai, are you there? Let me check if she's in my chat. One sec. Kohai is not here. Anyway, my Kohai Angel Cakes, she made this amazing artwork for me, which I can actually show. I think it's... I don't know if you have my stream up, but it's on my stream right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me look.
And so that is the image that she made me. There's 2 things, though. One of them is, "Hi, Kanashi, I love you. Open up, it's the KFC. We're here for the 90s."
I don't see it on your stream.
Is it not on my stream? Do you guys not see it on my stream? Bob, you see it, right?
Oh, there it is. Now I see it.
Yeah. So that...
Oh, wow. There's a huge delay.
Yeah, there might be a huge delay. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's on my end, but...
Oh, that's really cute. I love that.
Yeah, it's cute. There's 2 things wrong, though. One is, I didn't really commission her to do a whole nother pose on the back, and I actually need to do that. Secondly, when I sent that image to the people at Cuddly Octopus, they said, "Oh, the dimensions for this are wrong." And so like a lot of it's gonna be cut out. Like they cut this rectangle in the middle of it. I was like, oh damn it, really?
Yeah.
So I have to like ask her to. I might just have to ask her to do a whole nother thing because like the dimensions they gave me cut out like a significant portion of it. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But
Yeah,
that
that's
being said, yeah, I don't know.
yeah. That was luckily I had two pieces done by Aorin, and both amazing pieces. And luckily, I was able to use those. She only did like initially she did like 3/4 body poses.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to her and was like, "Hey, can you put the bottom part of my legs on here?"
Yeah.
And then so she did that, and I submitted the images to Cuddly Octopus, and they came back because I just sent them like the transparent background, and they were like, "Hey, we usually want like some kind of sheets and stuff." And so I went to another artist that I've been working with a lot too, Fio, and she just put like a background stuff on it. So I submitted it today, and they said hopefully in the next couple of days it should be back up. Is yours well? So you know, is your pillow gonna be like NSFW
No, it's
or
gonna be wholesome.
oh,
Yours is not NSFW. Yours
oh
is
no.
NSFW, right? Yours is NSFW.
Oh
Both
yeah,
sides are NSFW?
very much both sides, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that
I mean,
fits your brand
if you're
there.
gonna get my pillow, you're gonna get everything you deserve. People
You
deserve.
deserve. I may have an NSFW thing one day, but not right now. Maybe. I don't know.
You should.
Should
Not,
I?
I'm not trying to like convince you or anything, but I'm
I
just
just
saying.
have such wholesome people in my community that I feel like.
Well,
Oh, I
there's a
can't.
difference. There's a difference between like I think
I agree.
I think there's a difference between being sensual and sexy and being lewd and vulgar. Like you are still a person.
Yeah.
You still have that part of you. You still have that aspect to you, you know. Just because you embrace it or show it off a little bit doesn't make you, you know, nasty vulgar kind of person,
That's
right?
true. That's true. But then I like imagine Brooke like defacing my pillow and like turning me into. I'm sorry. I'm just making a joke at Brooke's expense. I don't know. I imagine some people like
Of course they would.
really objectifying that pillow, and I'm like, I don't know if I like
Well,
that.
well, I mean, I guess that's, I mean, you're to a certain
Fine, I'm
degree.
gonna now. How many
to
people already do that when I don't do NSFW stuff? Probably
Exactly.
somebody. I don't know.
No. That's exactly
Brooke
it.
again.
You're already objectified to a certain degree, right? I mean, you
A
are.
little bit.
You absolutely are.
Nerd to me.
Because you're an amazing, cute person. Of course, people are going to
Hi,
objectify you.
Haru.
But just because they objectify you doesn't mean they are not respecting you and don't appreciate you, right? I mean, me, I don't really care. I mean, please objectify me if you like.
Depends. It can go either way. Like,
Don't be rude. I mean, don't be a dick. I mean, there's a there's a fine line between being objectifying and then just being an asshole about it.
hi, Shad. How are you, lovely? It's good to see you. If you guys have any, I didn't really open up questions, but if anyone has any questions for Linkz, like please feel free to. I mean, you're in chat, so
I will
anything.
answer all
Any
questions.
questions? Cuddle the pillow respectfully. Respectful objectification. You can objectify my pillow. It's fine. But this one is wholesome. You can't objectify the art that Angel Cakes does, though, because she's too wholesome for this world. I can't do it. I can't with her. But if she's not involved, then it's okay, I guess. I used to be It's kind of funny that I am acting all wholesome, which I am, and it's a part of me. But did I ever tell you? I think I told you, like, when I first was in VR, I was pretty lewd. Not like Brooke level, but maybe so. I don't know.
No, there's nobody that's Brooke level, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Feel free to use highlighting to make sure questions pop out for O Girls and Linkz. You could do that. I don't know.
A Scotch, Scotch card. I actually had a pillow. I had a Dakiamora like about a year and a half ago. A couple of people bought them, but I don't know what the hell happened. A couple people bought them and they never got them. So I was like, well, not using that.
Oh, they
company
didn't get them? What company was that?
then. I don't even remember the name of the company. It was just some artwork that I put on there, and it was kind of like a fly-by-night kind of company in the first place, which probably shouldn't even have used them. But
Yeah.
luckily, a couple people got their pillows. But yeah, some people didn't, and I was like, okay, well, never mind then.
Hmm. That's no good.
I think nobody has any questions because everybody knows everything about me. I'm very open with people. Like I don't really hide too much about myself. I don't think you do either, honestly. I think you're pretty open and
I
about who
try
you
to
are.
be. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, there's very, very few things I won't talk about, and that's just like stuff that's maybe too personal to just share on a stream in general. But
Right.
I would share it off stream. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's part of what draws me to streaming is that I can share my life with people. I really like that for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's one of the things too is like streaming is makes sense to me because I think back when I was a kid, I had two older brothers, but they never did anything with me, so I was pretty much left to my own devices,
yeah.
as a kid. So what I would do is I would, back in the day, you had these like little tape recorders, right? You could
Yeah.
put a tape in there, and I would take a tape recorder, ran on batteries, and I would take the tape recorder out with me in the woods, and I would go on like treks and journeys and safaris, and I like record
Oh.
myself, like taking these trips and things, and
Yeah.
and it was a way for me to kind of like have a record of my life's experiences. And then as I grew up and started traveling and getting into photography and taking thousands and thousands of pictures, and then getting on Twitch. And it's like I think it all kind of ties into my um shit aphantasia. I think it ties into all my aphantasia because
Mm.
I can't recall things. I can't
Yeah.
visually recall things. So, I get on YouTube, I get on Twitch, and I know that there's like visual records now. Like I make, videos that I can look back on and I can see them. And it's like the feeling of having a record of who I am and my experiences in life out there for not only for myself, but for other people as well.
Yeah. This is really, yeah, really interesting. I never, because you told me about that. I think a couple Fridays ago. It's called aphantasia, where for
Hmm.
anyone who doesn't know, Linkz. It's like you're unable to actually visualize things in your mind's eye,
Right.
and
Yeah. Everything. And me and Miss Linkz were just talking about it. It's a common conversation now that I know what it is that I
mhm.
have with Miss Linkz. It's one of those things where I can't even like I can't close my eyes right now and visualize Miss Linkz.
That's
As much
so
as much
interesting to me.
yeah,
Like
as much
it's
as
just
I, love her and would be able to recognize her, I couldn't close my eyes and see her in my mind's eye. So it's definitely something now that I can look back on and why
yeah.
I've done certain things.
Do you think that's
Uh,
what attracts you to like photography and stuff and like
oh, absolutely.
video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, that's what I do. Like when I want to remember things about like a trip or, my wedding and things like that, I go and pull
Yeah.
up pictures, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when I see the pictures, then the emotional connection is made
Mm-hmm.
between the memories and what I'm visually seeing.
Mm-hmm. And has it been like that since
Hmm.
forever? Since you
Oh,
were
forever,
born?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, Segoy Nissan. So there's a couple questions. Also, I hope you're cooking went well, Little Ogre. Trinity Starchild asks, "What is a memorable experience when you started VR chat links?"
Well, I think I probably shared
Right, just
the
like sort
most
of.
memorable moment in VRchat was seeing, after being a mute for so long, speaking in front of other people
Mm-hmm.
and seeing my mouth move. The second most memorable probably was, I don't do this now, but back when there was like these mods that you can get. Now everybody's going to be able to do it pretty soon, but you could reach over and you could like, you know, touch other people's like ears and make them move, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like dynamic bones where you could touch other people's bones. I had a really good friend at the time, which we pretty much spent like every single evening with each other, just hanging out, cuddling and things. And head pats are a big thing. I always say head pats are the currency of VR chat. And I remember the very first time of putting that mod on and reaching over or watching my friend like actually pat my head and move my ears. It was like this most surreal experience of seeing someone actually affect like my avatar
Mm-hmm.
with their own hands. So that would probably be my second most um, amazing thing that I've experienced in VR chat.
Yeah, those are. I can't wait for that to come out. I don't know when they're implementing that.
It's pretty soon. I mean, I've tried it out on beta.
Oh, is it out
It,
on beta?
hmm And
Okay.
they have it set to where, like for the most part, you can turn on and off the new system, so you could still use your dynamic bones. But if you want to switch, it'll automatically try to switch your dynamic bones to the new system. Some avatars it works okay. Some avatars it completely breaks them. Like for my avatars, there's something bone structure wise with my avatars that it completely breaks. So I'll have to like get it fixed if I want to use the new system. So, but it works. It works really good. If when it works really good.
Just thinking about the shader. How did you get into gaming in general, and was it what you expected when you started? Interesting question.
Oh my goodness. Um, Honestly, I've been in gaming like my entire life.
Yeah.
Like ever since like consoles became a thing, I enjoyed. It was probably because, like I said, I had two older brothers and
Yeah.
they didn't do anything with me, so I was kind of like left to myself.
Oh.
And when gaming consoles, I remember going on a family trip one year and was down to Key Largo, and we stayed at a campground, and I met this kid, and he had a Nintendo system in his trailer, like his little camper trailer, hooked up to like this little tiny little 7-inch color television. And I
Yeah.
remember him playing like Super Mario Brothers on it. And it was just like the most incredible thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I was like, it took my parents like 2 years to finally get me a console.
Oh.
But like the Final Fantasy, that was
Yeah.
probably one of the most influential games. I remember playing it on the Nintendo system and just spending just hours and hours and hours and just loving the storyline and the characters and everything about it.
The
But
first one?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've been in been in gaming and been in computers the rest of my life. I mean, that's what my career is in.
Yeah.
I love computers, I love everything about them. So, not the
Um,
Commodore 64, please.
Commodore 64. I don't even know when that came out. Did that come out before Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's back in the Atari 2600 days.
Okay. I pretty much have hyperphantasia. My mind is always trying to imagine things like a dream state. I zone out a lot. I have that too, actually, which is why I thought it was really interesting that you have the opposite of that, because I'm constantly daydreaming and zoning out. And
Yeah, like hyperphantasia is like it would be like for you to say to me like, "Hey, imagine an apple," right? I would close my eyes and I would see absolute blackness. Um, oh, you got a raid.
hi, Crushy. How are you? Hi, Crushy Raid. Welcome to Aeolus. Hi, Joker of Aces. Hi, Aaron. Aaronosaurus. Fiery Cobras. Boo. Ah. Hi, Sinista. Thank you so much for the follow. Celandine. First Among Cows. Zane's Gaming. You're back. What's up? Nothing. Oh, I'm hanging out with my lovely friend Linkz here. They are a VRchat streamer as well. And we're doing a little interview. But now we're just kind of hanging out with you guys. Hi, Kubi Cutie. If you guys haven't followed Crushy, she is an amazing, amazing streamer herself. She's a lovely, lovely voice and demeanor. Amazing artist. Super comfy vibes. Definitely would recommend checking out her channel. She's a very lovely person. Thank you, Crushin. We gotta hang out Friday or Saturday. Do you know Crushin?
I know the name, but I don't think I've ever met them personally.
She's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Crushin. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had an amazing stream. Welcome, everyone. My name is, oh, girls. I don't know. Would you say something when people raid you? I never know what to say.
If it's a channel like then I know there's not a lot of cross pollination, then yeah, absolutely. But like if you were when you raid, it's kind of like, oh, girls is here, yay, welcome everybody. I mean, pretty much everybody kind of knows who I am. A lot of people kind of cross pollinate in community. So
Yeah.
but if it's somebody that I'm not aware of, then usually I will be like, oh, make sure I interact with who the raider is and then give them a little explanation of like who I am and what I do.
Mwah. Thank you so much, Crushin. Gonna grab some noms and lurk. Love the comfy vibes. I love your comfy vibes. I hope you have good noms, Crushin. Hey, Dardre. Oh, you look so comfy. Bogey1331, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 12 months. 12 months. Cross-pollinate. Yeah, they said that a lot, which is an actually very apt term, but yeah, we all about comfy vibes. I'm all about the comfy vibes. I usually have, I don't know, since I'm doing an interview, I didn't want to have like too much music on in the background, but I usually have comfy music and just hang out with you guys, and I don't know. I love you, Bogey. Thank you so much. I hope you've been doing well. I miss Coral. Yeah. What was the first game you streamed? Was it Elite Dangerous?
Oh no, the first game I ever streamed was Space Engineers.
Oh, okay.
I remember, oh my goodness. So when I very first got into streaming, I sat down. It was after spending some time with Dan, the guy I was telling you about, that inspired me. I just literally said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do something with this. And for 45 days straight, I streamed 5 to 6 hours.
45 days straight.
45 days straight. I streamed 5 to 6 hours a day after a full day's work. I would come home, get something to eat, and then start streaming. And I remember, like, talk about developing your own, talk about being able to express your inner dialogue very well. Because for at least the first month, I was lucky to have maybe one viewer, 2 viewers.
Yeah.
Super lucky if they even said anything to me. But it was one of those things. I remember it was It was Burke Black. I'm not sure if you know who that is. I love that guy. I met him a couple times at TwitchCon, and he said something about streaming one time, and it turned out to be probably one of the most useful um, tips when it comes to starting out streaming or just streaming in general. Um, it's not so relevant with VRchat, but like a game specifically is basically if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of viewers or chatters or things like that, when you're playing a game or when you're doing anything, your brain typically operates like on like time frames. You know, you have this inner dialogue going on in your brain. If you're playing a game like Space Engineers or Minecraft or something like that, your brain's constantly thinking about like, what am I gonna do? What am I doing right now? What am I doing in 10 seconds from now? What am I wanting to accomplish in a minute, 10 minutes, an hour? And that's constantly changing. So the tip is to just talk about and vocalize those internal dialogues that you're having within your brain about what you're doing. So you could be playing Minecraft and be like, okay, so now I want to do this, right? And it's like just that way when somebody does pop into the stream, it's like there's like the dialogue going on that they can respond to. One of the is I don't know if you've ever done this or not, but one of the things that I always love to do was, especially if I'm playing a game that's pretty popular and lots of people know about it, I'll play the game and I'll know how to do something, but then I'll be like, oh man, how do you do that again? It had something to do with this thing right here. And it's trying to draw out because, you know, people love to speak up and be like, hey, this is what you do. Do it like this, right? And it's like trying to draw out that interaction with people. So I did that a lot when I very first started streaming. It's just
Interesting. Yeah.
find ways to get people to interact, and then once they've done that, it's like, yes, I got them. Like you start interacting with them more and more, right?
Oh man, yeah. It's been a while since I first started streaming. Like before I started streaming VRchat, I streamed. Thank you for the follows, you guys. By the way, Diamond Strong and Joe Demo 1323. Thank you. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was so
What was your
hard.
first? What
I
was your
streamed
first?
Hearthstone, which is
Oh.
I used to play it a lot, but I had like a face cam and everything, but I did not
Hmm.
enjoy streaming it at all. I felt like I couldn't express myself not nearly as well as in VRchat, and
That seems like one of those games where, well, kind of like Elite Dangerous. It's a very, well, probably I would say Hearthstone probably has a much larger community than Elite Dangerous. Um,
maybe
but it's kind of
I
like a
used to
very
anyway.
niche, very niche kind of thing. People know what they're getting into when they click on your stream. And if you're playing Hearthstone, they usually it's somebody who's very interested in the
Yeah.
game. Um, and Elite Dangerous was very much the same way. Even to this day, the highest concurrent users on Elite Dangerous streamer probably like somebody like Malik, or I don't know if Colo still does it, but you know, max 300, and that's it. And it's not because they're not good streamers, it's just because the community is not there. There's not as much interest in the game itself.
Yeah. Did you use a face cam?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. So you did once upon a time, but you would never reveal your face now.
Mm-mm. No. I
No.
mean, I've revealed it as much as I
As
can
I
reveal it.
can. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's like I said,
There's
there's
reasons.
there's other reasons that
No.
I have to take into consideration. So
Hey, Kiros. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I want to keep going forever, but I'll go on for a little bit longer. I started a new job, and I'm like, I have to be
what do you,
responsible.
what kind of job?
Um, it's kind of. I've never done a job like this before, but it's like, hi, yes, sir, I love you. Um, I have to like, I don't know how much I can. Well, whatever. I'll just talk about it. I have to like annotate meetings for companies. Like people will have
Like take minutes and stuff.
sort of, yeah. But I have to do like I have to write chapter titles and I have to write like subtitles for the meetings. So it's not necessarily boring, but I don't know, it's really different. I've never been in like a corporate world before this, and like suddenly I have to like listen to hours and hours of meetings, which
Well,
is
is it content that like are the meetings about stuff that you know about?
not really. It's about sometimes, but it's mostly like financial information about it's like shareholder meetings and stuff. So it's not
So
terribly
is it like an
interesting, but
online thing where you watch the videos online and then you kind of like
yeah,
transcribe them? Oh, okay. I gotcha.
yeah. Takes all
Well,
of my focus though. Well, not
yeah.
all of it, but makes
Well,
it
that's
some.
nice that it's something that you can do. You can do in the comfort of your own home, right?
Yeah, yeah. I like it so far. I just started this week, so
Nice. Well, I hope it works out for you.
yeah, I like it. I like it. It's chill. It's chill so far.
Like, if what would be your perfect job?
I don't know. I don't know if I could just stream, then that would be my perfect job.
Right.
but-
Aside from streaming. Like, if you couldn't stream anymore.
and not content creation either.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like a writing major. I always wanted to make movies and stuff. But if I couldn't do that,
Oh, well, no, I mean, I
either.
think yeah, outside of like traditional streaming kind of content, like Twitch or YouTube or anything like that.
Like
Stuff like,
direct,
screenwriting or stuff, that would be,
I'd much rather like direct movies and screenwriting and write my own movies and direct them, which is something I actually am doing right now. I'm writing. I'm not directing yet, but getting people together and stuff. That's actually a bigger dream than streaming, to be honest, is to create films and stuff. Right now in VR, maybe one day in real
like,
life too.
oh, like make films inside VRchat.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Well, if you ever need a sexy sensual Nico, you let me
sure.
know.
Okay. I'll let you know. Yeah. I would love an at-home job like that. I mean, I love working from home. It's pretty pog, I'm not gonna lie. And I've been lucky enough to work from home for a little bit, ever since COVID anyway. So.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've really enjoyed.
Oh, do you work from home too?
I work from home like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Which
Makes
I mean, as an IT, IT is kind of like more. It's pretty suited for work from home because we can do a lot of remote stuff. But I'm at the point now to where I really don't even deal with like the technical side of things. It's more about like administrative, procedural, policies and all that kind of stuff. So most of my stuff is done through emails and Zoom calls and all this kinds of stuff, meetings, and which can all be done through at home. So
Honestly, yeah, I can't I don't know if I have a dream job or anything, but just like being able to work from home is pretty much that. Like
hmm
it's pretty much the dream I've had since I was young, like
yeah,
because I grew up working in like restaurants and stuff, and like I just never wanted to work there again as an adult. And
yeah. I think
I
I've
don't
been
know.
pretty. I mean, it's been a career. It's been my career. Computers have, aside from the time when I went into I was spent my time in the Air Force, which even then my job I specifically went into the Air Force with a job in mind. It was SATCOM wideband communications, so it was still a technical line of work that I could apply to computers and networking and transmission of data and stuff. But even before that, I've probably spent close to well, I've spent a long time in the IT career, and I feel very fortunate that um, that it's led to where I'm at right now. Because honestly, I don't ever see going more than where I'm at. I honestly don't even really would ever want to go above where I'm at right now.
I mean, in terms of streaming.
No.
Oh,
In terms of
oh, your
where
job,
I'm
your
at,
career. Oh,
my
okay.
yeah, position wise, like, in fact, the position because I took a new position. It was last October, November.
Mm-hmm.
I was very hesitant about it because it was a tremendous amount of more responsibility, which I'm a pretty responsible person, but at the same time, I don't, want a tremendous amount of responsibility. I like having my private time and personal time and relaxing time, even when I'm working. But it was offered to me, and now that I've been doing it for a couple months, it's I've settled into it. But I would have
Nice.
to move. Like if I went to a position above where I'm at right now, I would have to move, and I would never want to move. So.
Oh, yeah, you like your place. I mean, you have like a
Mm.
house and stuff, so that would be
Yeah. Well, it's a small house. We live modestly.
hmm. That seems like moving would be a pain if you like your place, if you like where you're
Yeah.
at.
I wouldn't even have took my current position if I wasn't allowed to stay where I'm at and work out of my current agency's building. Like if they wanted to move me to Washington or something, I would be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. You can take it.
I love that dream. Definitely see directing. I love you, Trinity. You're so supportive. Thank you. I mean, it's what I went to school for was writing, and one day to make movies and stuff. Um, I honestly am planning to take a little bit of time off the next couple months to film some stuff outside of stream. Which I'm really looking forward to. I guess
Like in VRchat.
yeah, in VRchat.
Okay.
You know, I tried to do it in real life, and it is very hard to film stuff in real life. There's a lot of logistical stuff that is a nightmare. The
Hmm.
biggest one being, well, one of the biggest ones is finding a location and not having to pay for it or having to pay for it, which
Right.
can get very expensive very quickly.
Well, and the
Also,
equipment.
all the
Equipment,
equipment
right?
that you need, yeah, right. Also, getting people together at regular times is a lot more difficult in real life than in VR.
Hmm.
You can schedule things a lot more easily because people are just at home. They don't need to travel to one central location. And you can also, I guess you can film different parts in real life too at different times, but it just feels kind of easier to plan that out online.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. The O Girls withdrawal is gonna hit hard. I'll be here though. I feel like I haven't been 100% with you guys since I've been doing interviews and stuff. Um, so you guys will still have me on streams more so than when I'm like talking with someone, and I'll be responding to chat as usual, being like 20 minutes behind my chat because I'm reading every message. But I don't know. You'll still see me. You'll still see me, but it'll probably be more like 3 times a week that I'll stream, and I'll have like a couple days a week where I'm filming stuff. Um,
Well, I hope it works out for you.
yeah, me too. It's not, like I don't care like if it gets any traction or anything. It's just something I've wanted to do for a while, and if only like 5 people see it or something, I'm fine. And if anyone like is touched by it, that'd be nice too. But I don't know. I guess why I say that is because I feel like people feel like if they make something, the only reason, or like if nobody like watches it, then it's no good or anything, like, which is a problem. I
Oh.
think with like with art in general, is that like some of the best artists and a lot of amazing films like you've probably never seen or heard of, and like barely anyone has seen them, but it doesn't make them any less amazing and
Yeah.
artistic and special. Um,
I think that's something that I it's something that I struggle with for quite some time, and I'm sure you probably do. I think
oh
anybody who
yeah,
puts out like content like on social media and videos and YouTube, there was it's still something I struggle with, but I don't think I struggle with it as much, especially with some of the content that I put out. It's very personal. It's very much everything about me in certain aspects. And at first when I would put things out and I would watch it and I would see the likes or see the comments and things like that, and like it's hard for you to kind of like stop internalizing it and be like, oh my God, I'm sharing this with the world, and like you're not getting as much as you would think
yeah,
of appreciation in your head.
yeah,
I struggle with that a very, and this is, uh, it's, I don't want to really get into it too much, but it's one of those things where, you know, it's, you have a very close group of friends, or you have a community or something like that, and you personally work sometimes very hard on a lot of things. And again, this is not something I think I'm specifically feel myself. I'm pretty sure anybody and everybody who puts out content in some shape, form, or fashion and has a community or something like that, that you put things out there and you don't you don't get the you don't get the response that you're looking for, right?
yeah,
Or it's not a better response than the previous post that you put out, right? You put out a previous post and it was amazing and everybody loved it. And there was all kinds of comments and likes on it. And then you work really hard on the next piece of content and you don't get nothing, you don't see any kind of reaction. So it's sometimes very hard to like stop yourself from like not taking that as like um, a personal judgment about you personally. It's like, and I fell into that trap. I back in the day, a couple of years ago when I first started doing all this stuff, I would see like people who I invested a lot of time and energy into, not putting that same, energy into me, not
right,
helping validate me and what I was doing. Um, but again, that was, it can lead down a very depressing, um, way of thinking. And I have been down there, but at this point now, it's like whatever I put out, I don't really, obviously I still look at the numbers. I still like it when things do well,
yeah,
but at the very as far as like looking down and thinking it's a negative thing when I don't get it, I just say, hey, look, I enjoy having it out there. I
yeah,
enjoy putting myself out there and putting my content out there.
mm-hmm,
And that's the real reason why anybody should put content out there. First and foremost, you have to love it and enjoy it yourself. And if other people, you know, want to show their love and appreciation for it, that's good too. But first and foremost, it's got to be about you. But anyway, I'm sorry,
no,
that was a
no,
long.
no, it's very poignant, and I relate to that a lot. It's true. Well, yeah, don't go into something like hoping it'll blow up, because if it doesn't, it might hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to tell also what people are gonna like. I mean, just because you like something, it doesn't mean
No.
a lot of other people are gonna like it.
Well, I think it's
Uh,
it's it's one of those things like where if you make a little clip or something, or you make a YouTube video, or you take a picture or something, and you personally, like, you worked a lot of time or you put a lot of effort into it, or it's showing a part of you that's special, right? Or that's unique, and you put it out there. it's hard for you to not, the value of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to like stop and say, well, no, they don't necessarily see the value of it. So don't judge anybody because they don't, put a like on something or respond to something because maybe they don't see the value of it like you do.
Man, that'll drive you crazy when you
Yeah, oh yes.
if you're like, oh, this person didn't like this. Oh man, that would.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
I've been there.
I've been there a
I've
long time ago though. Like this is like on Facebook or something, like meant like 10, 15 years ago. And I'd be like, why are my close friends liking my
Oh
witty
yeah,
posts or
yeah.
something, you know?
Like you post something, you're like, why? We talk every day. You're like, you're like my best friend. Why aren't you liking my stuff? Like, come on, why? I like all your stuff. Why don't you like my stuff?
Yeah. I
No,
love you, kitty. Yeah.
I used to be like that, but not so much anymore.
Hi, Raichu, by the way. I'm glad you find the interviews interesting. And I have 6 more scheduled this month. Hi, Femboy Kiwi. Hello. I scheduled too many for the month, but I'm kind of like seeing it as like I don't know if you know Puck, but they're doing like a season of interviews, and I kind of like that idea of like, I'll just do this. This will be like season 1, and then I won't do it for a while, and then I'll maybe come back to it later. I love you, Kitty. Kitty was a great interview too. I interviewed them a couple weeks ago.
Nice. See, I would have problems doing interviews, I think, because I talk too much. I think, I think that if I were to do an interview, it would just be like me
You talking
talking way too fucking much,
Yeah.
and not letting the other person talk.
Yeah. I don't know. Depends. I don't know. That's just your interview style, I guess. There are a lot of people who do podcasts and stuff where the host, talks as much as the guest, maybe sometimes more. So.
Oh, that would be perfect for me then. I
Yeah.
should do one of those.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Hi, this is my guest. Oh, girls. All right, and here.
There's
Let's
actually
talk about me.
someone I know. I was just on their podcast. The OK Kuro podcast, the Index podcast is kind of like that. So only like one person in my chat knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was on my friend's podcast and they were just dominating the conversation. I was like, okay. All right. Rumor has it by the end of the month, the O Girls will have moved on to interviewing IRL people due to having finished interviewing everyone in VR. I've pretty much interviewed. There's still so many people I want to interview in VR, but the nature of my interviews, it takes a lot out of me because my interviews are quite long. And, I try to have it be like an intimate conversation, and I really do my best to listen to the other person, and I write a lot of questions beforehand during the week, and I may not get to all of them, but I have things in mind that I plan, and takes a lot out of me.
I mean, I've been on a couple of other interviews, and like this is by far been the most pleasurable one that I've been on. I've been on some that there's well there.
Yeah. Well, what didn't you like about them?
Well,
I
think you do a very good job on leading the conversation, right? You lead the conversation, you lead with the questions, and it's not like you just ask a question, let me say my thing, and then you're like, okay, here's the next question, let me say my thing. It is definitely more of a conversational kind of interview as opposed to like a interrogation, which is what I felt like
that.
last time I was on an interview. It was kind of like that. Not saying it was a bad experience. I still enjoyed my time there, but I felt like as the interviewee, I was doing a lot of work in keeping things going, right?
I mean, that shouldn't be your job. That's the interviewer's job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's pretty funny.
You've done an amazing job of like, I never felt like that. And the last time it was very much, I was like, he well, they would just let me sit there. Like I would answer the question and they would just sit there and stare at me.
Wait,
Like,
what?
do
And
you want me to like say something else? Like, do you want me to ask my own questions at this point? Like, I don't know what's going on.
it stare at you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love talking with you, cute kitty. Hi, kitten. By the way, I love you so much. Wait, do you have wigs? You do have wigs. This is such a random
Oh
question. I don't
gosh,
know why I thought of
I
that.
have
But
so many wigs.
do you have like mannequin heads and stuff that you put them on, or like
No, I put them all. I put them all in like sealed plastic bags.
individually though, right?
Yeah. Even then, they still get very tangled. So every
Yeah.
time I wear them, I have to like
You're like a
brush them
mannequin.
out.
Okay. Yeah, you have nice
I
wigs.
love that wig I was wearing on the picture I just posted the other day. It's probably one of my favorite wigs, honestly. It's like the silver, the long silver haired one. Oh, I
Yeah, that
love that
one's
wig.
cute. That's really pretty. How much do you spend on your wigs? I don't buy wigs
It
often.
depends. Like it depends on like well, the quality of them. I've spent anywhere from $20 to a fairly cheap one.
Yeah,
And I've spent
it's like my
upwards of
range.
like $80 for like a really long, like the one I used for 02 cosplay. It's
Yeah,
a really long, straight pink wig, and it actually had two extensions that could come off the sides.
yeah.
It was like $80 or something like that.
That's not bad at all, though.
No.
For something like that.
I mean, if you start talking about wigs that people like actually wear like day to day, like you're hundreds of dollars
Yeah,
for
right.
those wigs.
I
But
knew. Do you have short hair IRL, or do you have longer
mhm.
hair? You do.
Yeah, very very short hair.
Hmm.
I used to have long hair.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I used to have hair all the way down to my ass
Oh.
back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Back in a ponytail. I look like I used to look like Steven Seagal. You know,
Really?
the
You
slick
look like
hair,
Steven Seagal.
slick hair pulled back in a little ponytail.
Jelly
That's
of Lynx's old long hair. My hair was never that long. I think it got to my back when I was in college for a little bit, but now it's a little past my shoulders. I kind of want to grow it out until TwitchCon. I don't know how long it'll get, but I don't
so when you
know.
talk about TwitchCon, like do you share pictures, IRL pictures,
What
like
do you mean?
like with your community
No, they don't
and
know what I look like. I mean,
so
you know what I look like,
well,
and like
I know what you look like.
I share pictures with my close friends that I trust, and
So
that
what
I
happens?
like.
What are you gonna do when you go to TwitchCon?
You know what? I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna be meeting people, and I'm actually excited to meet people in person. I'm
Hmm.
very excited to do that. And if one of my viewers that I don't know super well comes up to me and says hi, I'd love to meet them. I've been talking about this just like kind of offhand, but you know, I'm actually planning on doing like an IRL stream around then for like my 2-year streaming
Mm,
anniversary. I don't know of
nice.
what. And I was thinking maybe music or something, but or even like at the con, like doing a mobile stream or something. But
Mm.
I was planning around then to maybe. I don't think I'll do it often, but the possibility of being not just a VTuber and not just a VRchat streamer is kind of intriguing to me. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
mind going. Like, I didn't like it when I was just doing face cam streaming. I don't think I'll completely go back to that again. But I don't know. I see my friends do it once in a while, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems fun. Seems like
Yeah, I
like
mean, I like well, I mean, as for like 4 years, that's what I did, you know.
yeah.
And it's I liked being well, it's just like with you and you have your camera here, you know, and when I stream, you know, you look at the camera, right, to have like a personal connection. And I very much did that, even in my RL streams and things like that. I had a face cam.
Hmm.
I always loved. having the camera there and like looking into the camera, because that was like a way for me to like personally connect. It wasn't just me playing a game and just,
Yeah.
not really looking at the camera. That's what I loved about VRchat. It was like, or what I love about VRchat is because I can have the camera like right here, and I can pull it as close or far away, and I can look right into the camera and be looking at, all the cuties. And well, now it's a little different because when I do like well, my Fridays and Sunday streams so far, I actually do have to like prepare and get my outfits on and get the lighting set up and all that stuff. But when I'm not doing that, it's like you just pop in a VR chat, turn the stream on and go. You don't really have to worry about what your hair looks like or
Yeah.
all that kinds of stuff. So um
That's the nicest part about VRchat or
oh,
VTubing is
absolutely.
not having to. You just don't. Well, I mean, you look cute though. Like you got your skirt. You always have your skirt and like your cute outfits on, and like, so you
Well,
kind
it
of
takes
do.
I get ragged on because like I start like preparing for my stream like at least an hour beforehand.
Yeah, it
Like
makes sense.
especially on Fridays, and well, Fridays is even before because I typically like to take a picture of my outfit that I'm wearing on Friday and put it out on Twitter like an hour beforehand. So I have to get ready, starting getting ready like at 6:30, 6 o'clock, get my drinks going, get
Hmm.
my outfit on, get the lighting set up, take some pictures. So it could be like 2 hours of prep work before Friday night streams,
Yeah.
which is, some people think, oh, you just turn the camera on and go. It's like, as well as
No.
I, it's a very common,
Sometimes, but it's
yeah.
usually not.
I mean, the actual streaming part, like streaming is like the least amount of work that most people put in. Like it's all of the work afterwards. When I say work, I don't mean like negative. It's the
Yeah.
time and effort that goes into like maintaining your community, your socials,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. That's where all the real work comes into play.
So true. It's everything you do off stream. Yeah, streaming is the fun part. Not that
Hmm.
I'm saying, not that managing a community is not fun, but there's certain like social stuff that's just yeah, it's can be a
You
chore
have to do.
sometimes. Yeah, that you
Yeah.
have to do. Yeah. I'm a I don't know what I was about to say. Lately, my VTuber friends have been bringing up how dramatic the VTuber community is, and
Oh, I saw something on Twitter about that today. Like
oh
there's a
really?
bunch of like supposedly like a bunch of drama that's going on the
There's
VTuber.
always drama on
Well,
the
I know
VTuber
that. I
community.
know that. I mean, I happen to see it. I personally don't, you know,
I don't
you know, m-
usually either. Like, yeah, I know you really avoid it, and I try to as well. And I feel like I've been so lucky. And I don't know if it's just because I just naturally gravitate towards people who also avoid drama, but I feel like I've had a very generally positive experience with other VR chat streamers and other VR VTubers, and like that's not the case apparently.
Mhm.
Apparently, most people have a bad experience with one or both of those things. So,
Yeah, and that's why I think
uh,
I gravitate towards, you know, people like yourself, who have that
yeah,
mentality, like that. It's not. I've you've seen it. I'm sure you're part of the community. You've seen the players that's what it's all about. It's all
the
about the
players.
drama. It's all about
No
uh
drama. Yeah,
all of that stuff that's just negative. And
yeah.
I don't have time. I don't have time or energy for any of that nonsense. So I do typically avoid it. That's why, you made the joke about like I don't ever hang out, have people on my streams ever hang out with people. Um, you are one of the few people that like are very welcome anytime,
Oh,
that you want to pop in. There's a couple other people that I would absolutely welcome in because they have that mentality of like I know that I'm not bringing something into my streams or my community that could cause drama. So, but in general, it's like I'm just doing my thing, and I don't, you know, that that doesn't appeal to me to be a part of that scene, all the drama and stuff.
Yeah. Drama current. The reason why I bring that up is because I got a Twitter DM today. And I occasionally get these DMs where I'm like tagged in a post. And they're like, oh, you know, this person, I love you, Tasty, hi. They're like, this person, you know, I've stopped supporting them, and I recommend you do the same. Like, I here's a Google Drive full of information about what they've done, and they're like, I see you follow them, and you know, I would highly recommend not following them. And usually I'm like, you know, thank you for letting me know, and I appreciate it. I'll read the documents if it's someone I know. If it's someone I don't really know, I tend to just, you know, just try to avoid that drama. Maybe I'll read it. But this person, I wasn't even following the person that they were talking about. And I was just like, what? Why are you sending me this? Well, I wouldn't say that, but I was like, I thank you for letting me know, but I actually don't know. I have no idea who you're talking about. And they were like, it's this person. You follow them. I'm like, I don't follow them. I have no idea who this is. And I don't know. It's
one of those things. I don't know. It goes back to like the difference between reality and what really matters in life and what doesn't. And it's like some people have very blurry lines when it comes to what really should take your time and energy and be concerned about, and what you shouldn't be, right?
True. That's very true, actually. I can't wait for the day I get canceled for all of my crimes. You have no crimes. I love you, Tasty. Wait, are any of my mods here? Hey, Nerd Detective, can you shout out? I can shout them out too. I was gonna shout out Tasty. Tasty, I love you. And I'm excited for next week. I got it.
Tasty Burger.
Tasty
That's such a good
Burger.
name.
She's so cute. I love her. She's becoming a good friend of mine. Her and her partner, Kanashi Noir. They're both very lovely, comfy, sweet people. And, you know, I haven't really talked much about this, but, you know, lately I've been thinking about making a team. That team we've discussed. And
wait, you've been talking about this for like a year and a half now.
Yeah, I know. But lately I've been really trying to really actually thinking about it. Like actually.
Well, you already know what I've said about it. So
I know you said you wouldn't be on it.
Why?
No, she didn't. No,
Why?
They didn't say that.
I never said such a thing.
You're cute. I love you too.
I said the exact opposite of that.
That is, you did say the exact opposite of that. The best burgers this side of VRchat. I want a Tasty burger. Hers are super spicy though. Like Tasty. I don't know if you do spicy challenges or anything, but she does them all, and she like.
I like a little spice here and there.
Have you ever done like a spicy challenge though, like a
No.
wing challenge? Okay.
No. I'm very picky when it comes to my food, so I don't like.
Oh,
it
you are. I mean, you eat Pop-Tart. Like, what? Are you super picky? Like, okay.
I'm pretty picky. Yeah.
Like, what won't you eat? Everything.
Anything and everything that doesn't taste good to me, I will not. Okay. I don't want to eat.
Interesting.
I'm a very plain eater too. Like for burgers, for instance, I like meat and cheese. That's it. I don't want anything else on it.
Okay.
Meat and cheese, pizza, pepperoni, cheese. That's it. I don't want anything else on it.
Linkz won't eat seafood either.
The only seafood I eat are those little popcorn shrimp. I love popcorn shrimp.
Oh, popcorn shrimp are good.
That's it. I don't want any other seafood. Nope.
Hey, some guy no one knows. Oh, punch spin. Interesting. I love seafood. No, so no sushi for you then. No sushi.
I've tried sushi.
You don't
You know,
like it?
I
I've tried
even-
it. I hate
I even
it.
tried it like when we went to Tokyo, like having legit
Like the best sushi?
the best sushi you could get, and I was like, nope,
No.
still not my thing.
Yeah. Have you tried Wagyu before? Do you like Wagyu at all?
I don't guess so. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's like Kobe beef, like steak, like a really nice
Oh,
steak.
Kobe beef. Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah. Yes. That's
Okay.
good. Hmm.
Do you like gummy worms?
I I
That's-
love gummy worms.
Nah, I don't know that. Do I know that?
Yes.
How would I
I
know that? How would I?
How
What do you mean? Of course I.
Yes. I love gummy worms. I love gummies, period. Like I love any kind of gummy stuff.
You know, you like sour gummies or non-sour gummies?
Not super sour. I like trolley sour worms.
Oh, those are so good.
Those so the fruity kind, not the normal kind, but the very berry. That's what they're called.
Very berry.
Very berry. In fact, I
Wow.
have some right up there.
So like the idea of like being surrounded in like clams and lobsters and like scallops.
Oh,
like,
I
does
don't
that
I don't have
disgust
an
you?
no, I don't have an issue with seafood. It's just that I don't find it appealing. In fact,
Okay.
it was funny. Like when we went to Japan, we actually took a train ride outside of Tokyo, like about 2 hours, and we went to a ryokan, like way up in the mountains, and it was a traditional ryokan. So this is like a place where you go to, and it's like it's 100% traditional Japanese. Like when you walk in, they give you they're not kimonos, but they look like kimonos. I can't remember what they're called, but they give you the kimonos to wear. You wear the little ninja socks, and
Mhm.
the food that they serve you is absolutely the most traditional Japanese food you will ever come across. And honestly, I know I couldn't eat like 95% of it, but even
Aw.
Miss Linkz, who is generally pretty adventurous when it comes to food, she even had to draw the line at like the actual like sea urchins and stuff that they brought out to eat. They were like, no thanks.
Mhm.
The presentation was beautiful. It was probably the most beautiful food presentation I've ever seen in my life, but no,
Man, sea
wasn't for
urchin
me.
is so good.
Do you like? Do you
Well,
like?
wait. Is that uni? Am I thinking of uni? I don't know. It's like the
This was an
yellow-
actual like.
Did it have like spikes coming
It had
out of
spikes
it?
off
Oh, I don't
of
know
it.
if I could eat that.
No, it was like, and it looked
I
like
like the
somebody
goo
just
inside, but I don't.
goo. You like that creamy.
I like
goodness inside, huh?
uni, yellow uni. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't call it that quote unquote creamy goo.
Creamy goodness.
Because that's a
like cream pill.
euphemism, but
What are you talking about?
creamy goodness.
What?
That's a euphemism
A euphemism for what?
for for stuff that shoots out of links on occasion.
Jesus Christ.
And fresh uni is served straight from the shell. Yeah, is it? I do like. What? What do you mean? Dot dot. dot?
Oh
What do you mean?
God. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I've watched the other content. Not all of it. Oh, lewds! What do you mean, oh, lewds? This isn't about this is about me. I'm not
I
the
did
one.
not say anything.
I
I
didn't
want to
use
make
the
it
term.
straight.
You said use the term creamy goo.
That can mean so many things. Think about like cream filled donuts, right?
Oh,
has
that
creamy
is
goodness.
good.
Creamy donuts, so good.
Oh, you like creamy goodness?
Oh,
You
I
like
love cream and donuts.
Hi, Astolfo. Oh no, it's by Voxandrew. I love you, Voxandrew. To answer your question, I'm interviewing my friend tonight. I don't know if you're gonna be on later, but I love you and I miss you. Can we get a shout out for Voxandrew? I miss you, Voxy. Hope you've been doing well. Hi, Astolfo, by the way. I love you. Creamy goodness. So, okay, yeah, no sushi. Do you like barbecue?
Oh gosh, I love barbecue. Yes.
Okay. I could go for some of that, right?
They used to have I love pizza too, and they had the best pizza. Pizza Hut used to put out a barbecue, shredded barbecue stuffed crust pizza, and it was amazing.
That sounds so goddamn good. Astolfo, thank you for the 1,000 bits. I love you. Sorry, I was distracted for a second. Thank you, thank you. All right, good night. Just popped in. Bye. What? Just bye. Bye, Astolfo.
Have my bits. Bye.
I love you. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, sweetie. I miss you too. You should come hang out sometime. You sleepy? Fair enough. It is getting late. It's 11, but Link said they would stay up late with me, so I guess I didn't feel like going. What time do you have to wake up for work, usually?
Like around 7:30, something like that.
Okay. How much sleep do you usually got?
6 hours.
That's enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I usually will wake up, like, even if I go to sleep and only get 3 hours of sleep, I will always wake up at like 8. It doesn't matter. It's my body.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. You only need like 4, is any at all? I don't know about that, Brooke. Our last sending soon was an hour and 10 minutes ago. Yeah, sounds like me. I have to wake up at 3 in the morning for work. Oh no! That's early. I didn't know that, Astolfo. I hope you can get some sleep, sweetie. I don't know what time zone you're in, but I need at least 6 or else I'll feel not good.
Mm-hmm.
You live in darkness? Oh.
I have a aura ring. Those things are so amazing. I always I should probably
ring?
Aura ring.
Oh, an aura ring. That shows your aura, like the color. Does it change colors?
No. It's it has like built-in sensors to it, and like it tells you like how much deep sleep you have, how much light sleep, how much REM sleep, your breathing, your heart rate, how much movement when you are awake. It's really it's really neat. So one of the things that I've noticed a lot is, they always say like don't eat like before you go don't eat a big meal or a big snack right before bed, right?
Yeah.
And I never like, you always hear that, but you never see. I'm a very like technical data oriented person, so I never really like paid any mind to it. But I have noticed that, like, so if I go to bed, if I'm not drinking, if I haven't eaten anything for hours before I go to bed, I go to bed, and the next day I'll wake up and check my stats for my sleep, and my resting heart rate will be like around like 40, 39, 40, somewhere around there. On Friday nights, which is when I drink, and usually right before I go to bed, because I'm starving, I'll go get a big snack, and then I'll go to bed. My resting heart rate stays like way high, like around 60 or something throughout the night, and then finally drops down right before I wake up. So it's like it's a proven thing that your body is like working, like your metabolism is working even while you're sleeping, and especially if you're drinking, your body's having to work cleansing the toxins from your body. So you're not really getting like a truly deep, relaxing sleep. Even though you may be asleep, your body's still working. So I don't know. This Aura ring is just amazing. If anybody has any like,
how much is that? Is it like a ring?
It's a ring.
And it
I
like
want to say,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it connects through Bluetooth.
Yeah, like your phone or something.
Like I could pull my phone out right now and look at it and see what my heart rate is and all that stuff. But I think it's like 250.
Okay.
Somewhere
I mean,
around
if
there.
it's really, I mean, is it?
Oh, I love it.
Probably. I would love to know how I sleep, honestly. Yeah.
Like when I sleep, I actually don't have issues sleeping. Like when I sleep, I sleep. Like I don't wake up.
I'm so jealous. Yeah. I wake
almost
up
like
sorry, go ahead.
almost like 40 to 45% of my sleep is deep sleep, which is the
That's
average.
good, right?
Yeah, the average is around 20%. I get a lot of deep sleep, which is probably the reason why I can only
You
sleep for like 5 hours and get up and be like
be okay.
still going.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Luxy90, welcome. I have a hard time sleeping longer than 5 hours or 6 hours. I usually do take naps in the afternoon, but
Oh,
I
I
don't.
love my naps though.
Oh, you do take some naps
Oh yeah,
then.
yeah. I
Oh,
still love
okay.
my naps.
Okay. All right. I also wake up a lot to go to the bathroom, which probably isn't good either. At least once or twice a night, which I don't know what the deal with that
I
is.
don't. Yeah, I can't remember the last
I'm
time.
elderly, is why.
You know they make
No, I'm not wearing those.
they make Depends, right?
I do know.
You
I am aware of that, but oh, Lumi Chill. I love Lumi Chill. Yeah, I don't think I could ever wear like an adult diaper. That would just
never say never.
never say never. That's true. Never say
You never know. You never know what life situations are going to put you in someday.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. What time is it? Well, it's 11. It's midnight. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're good? Okay, let me get in a comfier position. This is kind of weird because usually my guests will leave by now or, you know.
I don't have.
So I just don't mind. I
alls I
love vibing with you. It's nice.
All I would probably do would jump in Minecraft or something. I've been playing a lot of
You've been playing a
Minecraft.
lot of Minecraft. I am so bad. I'm gonna put a little music on. Maybe something comfy since it's getting late. I am so bad at Minecraft though. Like it's kind of embarrassing.
Do you play modded Minecraft?
No, I don't play any Minecraft. I didn't grow up with it, so I'm like so far behind, and I feel like almost intimidated to learn. But the times I have played it, it's been fun. I don't know. Do you play modded Minecraft or do you play vanilla?
Oh, that's the only Minecraft I play now.
Oh,
I can't play vanilla Minecraft.
All right, that's what people say. So you play the ones with like 10 million mods?
Not 10 million, but a lot.
It's like 1,000 mods or something. Brookie, wait, so you have a server?
Yeah.
Maybe I should have a server. I've been meaning to drop in your stream since I got to meet you and Lumi at their community day at VRC. It was lovely meeting you. I love Lumi Cho. Maybe I'll drop in. I don't know. How have you been playing Minecraft a while?
Oh, I've been playing Minecraft for years and years and years, off and on. I used to run a 16 server Minecraft farm, like way back in the day.
Wait, what does that mean? A Minecraft farm? 16 servers?
It was basically it's a community that I had made way back in the day, and it had like 16 different versions of Minecraft that people could choose to play on. We had a central server that everybody could join, and then you could take portals that would take you to the other servers.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was a lot of fun, but I never got to play the game.
I have wanted to play Minecraft, but same here. You mean you haven't played much of it, Trinity? I wouldn't mind like having a Minecraft server and playing with some of you guys. That's kind of like one of the better games to play with your community, I think. Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
How many? Hydrate. Okay. Disappointed mother, when am I gonna see you again in VR? It's like you came into my life and you were this like very beautiful and pretty, adorable person, and then I never have seen you again. And that's okay. I know you've probably been busy. Oh yeah, hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Never played, would like to try. I've only played Minecraft like 2 or 3 times.
Speaking of hydrate, I think I will go get me something to drink.
Okay.
I've drank
here.
all my
Sounds good.
My beverage.
Your beverage. No, I want that root beer you're talking about.
Oh, it's so good. I love this root beer.
I'm
So
gonna
good.
recalibrate here. I'm gonna take my jeans off.
Oh, we taking off clothes?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
I usually wear these jeans during the interview, but I feel like I'm overly dressed for hanging out with Linkz.
What do you mean overly dressed?
I was overly dressed. I had
I mean,
pants on.
I'm wearing lots of clothes. What are you talking about?
You are. You're not wearing jeans though, or any sort of pants.
Well, I mean, I could.
I mean, you're not wearing pants. You're on red when I see you on. Oh man, that is my fault. That looks so weird to see you wearing so many clothes. This is like bizarre. I don't know. It's cute though.
Okay. I'll be back in just a
I'm
second.
sorry. Kappa Claus. Hello, Official Greco. Welcome. Are you a Terraria person now, girls? I was so bored when I played Terraria. I'm sorry. I know people love Terraria. Like, people love Terraria. But I was playing with my friend Feywind, and I was just, like, bored out of my mind playing Terraria. I was just, like, I didn't know what was going on, though. People love Terraria, and I feel like I need to put, like, 500 hours into Terraria before I actually get it. But I'd rather play Minecraft. I'm more of a 3D person for games like that, I guess. Yeah, that's the problem. You were being dragged through it rather than doing it yourself. That was a thing too. Girza, I love you. Shouldn't you be asleep? Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for, oh my gosh, 8 months? That's a long time. Thank you so much, Girza. I love you. Mwah. Can we get a shout out for Girza? The lovely. I'm gonna make Girza a mod. Dude, Girza sent me a picture of her. My cupcake.